Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T or just plain old TT. Y'all see the thumbnail. We're going to get into that because it got to be said. Like, it's too much bull crap going on. I be sitting here feeling like, is boxing going to go by the wayside? I mean, if you can't keep attracting people to your sport, what you gonna do? I have a theory, but we'll get into that and much, much more. But y'all know how I am. Y'all know the deal. First, let's turn to Welcome back to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. And yeah, I had to turn off my music because it was lagging or something. I don't know what's going on with that. Welcome back to me. Last week, had computer issues, or should I say internet issues. I don't know. My area, boy, I tell you. Anywho, I'm a bag. But anyway, y'all see the thumbnail, but y'all know we're going to get off into what I normally get off into at the top of my hour, and that's a water check. I'm at my usual 10 bottles, 8-ounce bottles of water. And here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate that everybody, and I mean everyone, drink at least 100 ounces of water per day. We know that any adult can drink 128 ounces of water. That's a gallon. Nobody in 2023 and going forward should have a dehydration problem. So we tell you, drink your water winter, summer, spring, and fall. It doesn't matter. You don't just drink the water because you're thirsty or you're hot or anything like that. You drink water because that's what you're supposed to do every day. Don't let nobody tell you. Don't let this new age stuff come around and say, oh, you don't need to drink water. No, For centuries and centuries and centuries, everyone knew the importance of drinking water. You know what I'm saying? And get you some spring water. You know, that's what I recommend. But if you like, what is that? Pureed or whatever they call it, purified water, or whatever. However, if you want to drink that, by all means, I drink spring water, and I like mine nice and cold. I'm drinking water right now. But we know that a lot of people ain't gonna be into drinking water, so we say if you're not one of those people that's gonna act acclimate yourself to drinking a lot of water, then hey, at least twice during the day, you should drink your water. And that's first thing in the morning before you get into your morning routine. Before them toes hit the ground, have it on your nightstand. Drink you 8 ounces of water. Think of your body as an engine and the water is the lube. And you need the water to help things move efficiently and in a timely manner. So drink your water. We also advocate that you get a mini fridge. I know people, if you like me, you worried about your electric bill and stuff. I'm here to tell you, it does not affect your electric bill like you think. I mean, I'd be the first to not plug some shit up if I thought it was going to raise my electric bill. Whether I could pay the electric bill or not, I'm not doing it. I don't know. It's just call it a habit. Back in the day, one thing you ain't mess with a black person was their telephone and their electric bill. I'm still on that shit. I don't know why. But anyway, it doesn't raise your electric bill. I have a waist high, 36 inches roughly height, and a little mini fridge. I keep everything in it. I'm happy to have it. I don't have to make that trek downstairs to the fridge and be like, oh, while I'm here, I might as well just go on and pull out some leftovers and do this and do that. Nah, I don't go through all that. Water right there. It's less tempting, to go down in the middle of the night and grab you some. I even keep grapes in my fridge. I like them cold. Eat about 5 or 6 of them. Whatever hunger I had is, it's gone. The second time you should drink water is at night, preferably when you get out the shower. I take my showers at night because I like to get in the bed fresh. Shower, bath, whatever. When you get out and you throw your pajamas on, you're not going to sleep right away. You're going to sit there and read a passage in a book, read an article in a magazine, or you're going to look at 1 or 2 TV programs, 30-minute programs or an hour show. And it's in that time that you should drink your water. Even the American Heart Association agrees that you should do that. It's good for your heart. And there's a lot of work going on at night in the human body when you go into a deep sleep. Not cat naps, but a deep sleep. When you're adhering to all the phases of sleep. I think it's like 4 phases of sleep. If you want to get more geeked out on that, you can. But it's when you get into a deep sleep. So a lot of reads going on. Revamping, recharging, rebooting, recreating. A lot of reads. I can go on and on. And that's a lot of work. And because the body is actually working, even though you're sleeping, you're burning a lot of calories. Hence, why the average human being burns between 900 to 1,000 calories at night in a deep sleep. Again, not in the cat nap. You don't even burn that in a workout. A lot of people think that they burn that much calories when they're working out, but you're not. You're actually burning about 300 calories. And that's me giving it to you. Because, for real, it's about 150. But you got the hardcore people that work out and stuff and be balls to wall, as they say. That's about 300 calories in a workout. And I'm talking on the treadmill, your strength training, you're doing all the knotless equipment, all that good stuff. Maybe you hitting the track, about 300 calories. This would be more in just sleeping, right? What kind of work you think it takes to reproduce cells? And you're producing them by the thousands. That's a lot of work. That's why you burn a lot of calories. And you need the water to help things move efficiently and in a timely manner. Not to mention get you ready for first thing in the morning, because what all of us do for the most part. We got that bathroom break, right? So drink up your water. Again, there's no reason why anybody in 2023 and beyond should have any problems when it comes to dehydration. You should always be hydrated. So drink your water up, as much as you can. If you still like coffee, you feel like you need a soda per day, whatever floats your boat. How about this? Trick your mind and say, I'm going to drink all the water I'm supposed to, and then I'm going to drink all that other shit. And trust me, time after time, you'll find that your body just prefers the water, But if you tell yourself, I'm still going to drink it, That's kind of like when you're choosing what to eat too. If you tell yourself, I'm gonna eat that, I have to tell myself sometimes every day here lately because I done gave up chicken, y'all. Ain't that crazy? I didn't finally. Oh my God! Like I done gave up chicken, and I have to tell myself, no, I didn't. I'm gonna go on and eat that chicken wing shit. How can meat, and I ain't even trying to be stereotype, but kind of I am. I'm a black woman. I eat chicken. Always have since I was young. That's one thing you can count on is that yard bird, right? But I done gave it up. All it took is to go through something that was painful. But still, punk, I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't like pain. Hell to the no. Especially pain that resembles contractions. Hell no. Nigga, do not rely on me giving me that pain. Like, if you give me that pain, I'm telling everything. I'm doing everything. I'm doing the most. That was one pain I could not take. And that's what this shit felt like. What I just went through. Probably, how long it's been now? About 2 months ago. I had pancreatitis. They don't know why. But y'all know I have swelling. And it could have been just a part of my normal swelling thing because I have swelling everywhere in my body, all day, every day, somewhere. But that shit hurt so bad. And they was like, well, now that you had it, you want to stay away from greasy foods and fatty foods or, just that and the other, period. And the fear of me ever going through that again, I actually gave up chicken. There was nothing that I could do back in my past where I could totally give up chicken. Like, even if I could cut back on chicken, but to give it up, and I still like chicken. I be craving it. I be seeing that on TV. I be wanting to cook it, and I could cook food good. I be like, man, what if I just make me some leg quarters? What would that? But the fear of it all, hell to the no. I was like, nah. Every time I think of that, I was like, nah. So I have a boring palate now. Like, it's extremely boring. But ain't no way in hell I'm going to, on purpose, take a chance and eat some whatever. And if I get deli meat, because sometimes I eat a sandwich, the first question I ask, what's the sodium intake? Not that they told me to stay away from sodium, but I don't want no issues. I don't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't going to have no pain or whatever. So that's what I do, But, yeah, I don't know what got me to talk about chicken, but goddamn. Yeah, I be tripping that I actually was able to quit chicken. But anyway, drink up your water and quit chicken. That's the moral of the story. Now that we got to do that, let's get through some housekeeping. So please, in my humblest voice ever, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, then no need to hit it. You are already locked in. But do hit the like, share button, especially when you're watching me on replay. Hit that like, share, lean on that leasy when you step into my heezy. Basically, hit the damn like button when you step into my square circle. You know what I'm saying? If you have any comments, leave them when you watching the replay. Any statements you want to make. I've been talking to people all week, and people been hitting me up through email about my Sunday shows. Like I said, I haven't done a Sunday show in a while, but I think they're just watching some of my old shows. Because the only reason I don't do them every Sunday is because I don't want to repeat. But my life kind of is an open book. I tell you guys, I'm a person who believes in sharing. A quick little story, and I might repeat this. When I don't try to share, because I'm naturally a share, but then you will get people who act like they don't appreciate it or like this, whatever, shut the fuck up, you know. They have them type attitudes, right? So then I say, fuck it, I'll keep everything I know and learn to myself. And then I'll do it. And then later on, somebody will call themselves trying to turn me on to something or hit me to game. And I'll be like, yeah, I know it. And this is a little story that I have with that. Y'all remember when they was giving, what was it, a tax credit or something to people who bought new homes? This was after the housing bubble, right when George Bush was leaving office and Obama was coming in. And they was giving that $8,000 tax, like they were just giving it away, right? The government was. Well, I was in Hawaii at the time, which is not considered another country. It's a part of America, but for all intents and purposes, for the 48 states that's here on the mainland, it's kind of be considered like overseas in a sense. So that's the only exception they gave is to people who were overseas. So when I bought my house, a lot of us was coming from different duty stations. I was coming from Hawaii. My friends down the street were coming from Germany, and other people was coming from real overseas duties. And so I didn't buy my house based on that notion. I got back in 2010. I bought me a house the next year. Roughly about 1 year after I got back, I bought me a house. So I wasn't buying it based on that tax credit. I heard about the tax credit after I bought the house. So me being me, I called the IRS. The IRS sent me through this little checklist. They asked me a bunch of questions and they said, yeah, you qualify. So then they said, we're going to send it up. And then it'll get up to somewhere and they shoot it down and be like, no, you don't get it. And I'm like, no, but everybody I talked to initially be like, yeah, you get it. So I went through this for 6 months. But the thing about me is just because you say no today, it don't mean it's no tomorrow. That's the kind of shit I be on. Because sometimes people don't know. They just don't know. Everybody not working in the same office. When you talk about the government stuff, everybody is not working in the same office. They don't get the same memo. They don't be adhering to the same rules because they don't know. I know that from being in the government. So what did I do? I kept asking and asking. And I started praying. I said, Lord, let me talk to somebody who's knowledgeable about this, know what they're doing, know how to take me to the next step and beyond so I can get this free money. And it wasn't like every day. I would, just sometimes when I'm sitting there doing nothing, I would call up one of the 1-800 number. And when you call an IRS 1-800 number, it rings anywhere. And, people pick up from Ohio, from DC, from Atlanta, from Cali. I mean, you never know who's going to pick up your call. So one day, it took about 6 months. And I don't know, I was just sitting there doing nothing. And one day I just called and the lady who picked it up, I actually got the office where that whole rule was made, written, and everything. The actual office. So she took me through the steps. I said, well, I already answered those questions. She said, I see him here, but I want you to do it again. So I did it again. She said, yes, you qualify. And she said, yep, and we actually owe you money because we should have paid you back then. So we're going to get it's interest on the money. So I wound up getting like 10 racks. 10 racks, free money. It did not, to me, I didn't see where it affected my taxes, but I'm sure it did. I just didn't see it. Because it seemed like I got the same shit that I normally get back the next year. But 10 racks, can you imagine? And I got it in December, shouted. That was one of the best Christmas, whatever. But my whole point with talking about that was, that's one that I kept close to my vest. Because, and the only reason I did, because at the time when we moved in, everybody was learning different little things, the do's and not the do's. And I would share, but people was agitated or they didn't want to hear it. At least I can look back and say they didn't want to hear it from me. So I said, fuck it, then I'll keep it to myself. So I kept it to myself, got my little racks. And then, like, I want to say 8 months later, like the next summer, I'm sitting there, and the girl down the street, whose husband was in the military, he was coming, they were coming from Germany. She was like, did you know, blah, 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 blah. Damn, and she was talking about it like I missed it. So she thinking we missed it. Because she was like, yeah, I missed it. You too. We all could have got blah, blah, blah. I said, yeah, I know about that. I got it. And, this honey got mad at me. She got mad at me because she felt like I held out on her and I didn't tell her nothing. And I was like, you the same person that every time I enlighten you, you catch an attitude. So what you want me to do? So she didn't get her 10 racks. I got mine. And if anybody between the two of us that should have got it would have been them, because they was seriously coming from overseas. They was in a whole nother country. But I digress. I just wanted to tell y'all that story. I'm a person who shares information. So I hope you guys appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up if y'all appreciate me sharing information sometimes. Because sometimes you can be this age and not know something. Share with me. That's one thing I wish, that I had somebody like me to share with me. But a lot of people like to learn stuff and keep it close to their vest and don't tell nobody. And just, relish in all the good stuff that come with what they know, but don't share with nobody. I don't like that shit. I don't like why are you keeping it to yourself? My bad. And I forgot to tell you guys, you can hit me up at boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. That's boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. This is why I'm talking about it, because some of the emails, I'm responding to some of the emails. And you see that lovely Boxing Fans Talk TV in yellow with the $ above it. That's my Cash App. Jump up and down on that joint. Cut a jig on it. Love it. Embrace it. Become one with it. Hey, all the proceeds go right back into the channel. And I'd like to thank you guys for all the Cash Apps that you guys sent in the past, present, and the future. So thank you, thank you, thank you. But anyway, I wanted to tell y'all that. Now, y'all see the thumbnail, and it's going to get a little dicey for some of y'all. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. But I do want to start off. This is me sharing. I ask y'all to put a thumbs up if you like the sharing. If you can appreciate a person telling you the ins and outs or sharing with you with something that you don't know, then go ahead and hit it. But that ain't going to stop me from sharing, because I got people who in the email ask me about certain things. And so at the front of the show is where I do my sharing and at the same time do my course correction and all that. So let me say shout out to the people that's in here. Our Money was popping, King. He said, Miss T, water check, water check, water check. Indeed. ATL Pro was popping. He said, salute Queen T. Dan Tan, I see you. What's popping, King? He said, salute, Queen. Our Money said, Dan Tan, ATL. Y'all speaking to each other and everything. Mr. Warren coming up through the back door. What's popping, Mr. Warren? He said, salute. And Our Money said, let me see, Mr. Warren. But, so look. I will never share your email. I'm not going to share that because that's between me and you. But look, I'm going to share this. Now, Friday, when I didn't come on, I was trying to figure out how to do links, and I couldn't figure it the fuck out. Don't know why. I mean, y'all know, look, I ain't the biggest computer person or whatever, but I could not figure it out. And everything we talk about today in this show is going to be all allegedly, everything in this program, just to cover my ass. And the phone lines are open. So look, y'all see this picture. I went through a lot trying to find a shorter version of the address, like you see the HTTPS. That's a shorter version to get to these items. Okay. How do I tell y'all this in a short amount of time? Okay, look. Okay, if we know that, and girls know this, that putting chemicals and perms in our head, in our hair, on our head, goes all the way down to our reproductive organs and be fucking them up. This is where fibroid tumors come and all this stuff, because it's toxins. If you want to put it in your head to make it easier, think of a toxin as like a bacteria. We know that bacteria is living. Okay. When bacteria and diseases and stuff get in your body, the first thing your body would do is swell up that area. So swelling is a good thing. It's just not good to have it chronically like me. But swelling, that area will swell up, and it will send a lot of cortisol. Your body has a pharmacy, and it will send a lot of cortisol to the area along with white blood cells to address whatever's the issue, right? So basically saying that when you introduce toxins in your body, that leads to bacteria, and bacteria is a living thing. So I look at toxins as living things. That's just the only way I can look at it to make it make sense to me. Y'all with me so far? So why don't people grow hair or have problems growing hair, or sometimes their hair is thinning? Okay. Now, your head could be swollen. You just don't see it. You don't feel it. You have several layers of skin. Your skin is the biggest organ of your body. So whatever touches your skin, whatever it may be, it seeps through your skin and then hence in your body. So when you introduce toxin and stuff into your body, you will experience some swelling, even if you don't see it, feel it, or anything. There's swelling there. Swelling also stop things. Now I want y'all to picture this. All of you have fell down, hurt yourself, had a swollen hand, arm, or something where you hurt yourself. And guess what? You look at that swollen area. Is hair growing out of that? No, it's not. So keep that in mind. Whenever you have a swollen area on your body, if you pay attention, there's, it could be on your leg, and it could be a knot that swell up on your leg. And y'all men, y'all have hair on your legs, but right on that swelling, ain't no hair. Swelling prevents hair growth. But ain't nobody gonna tell you that unless you ask. Ain't nobody gonna tell you that. But keep that in mind. So these two things right here, I will never advocate for you to go get it. This is me sharing. I don't own either one of these companies. I'm just sharing with you. Every household should have this shower head and something like this as the filter. The problem with Americans today is we are experiencing a lot of swelling that we can't see and swelling that we can't feel. Why? Because we're eating toxic foods. We're living in toxic environments. We all are tripping about the shit that's going on in Flint with their water. The whole state of Mississippi having issues with their water, and several other states, because we get into this deregulation, and all that is code word for let me hook up my buddies who are rich anyway, so that they don't have to pay a lot of money, and they could cut corners in the treatments of water and the treatment of a pipeline, or build this building correctly, and we can cut corners and save money and this, that, and that. That's all deregulation is, right? Again, I'm trying not to go too deep. But what I've learned recently is that every 6 months, you should change out your shower head. Point blank, period. Why? Because weathering and corrosion goes on with everything. That's in everything in life. There's weathering and corrosion. If you won't sit on a rusted ass bench or something that's corroded as hell, why? Because you'll be like, oh, I gotta get a tetanus shot just by sitting on it, just by touching it. Because you understand by putting skin contact with something like that, it can seep through your skin and cause havoc, right? So you should be thinking about that with your shower water. Nobody in here is impervious to chlorine, bromide, fluoride, and the other metals and the other stuff that they put in water to treat it. All of that shit is toxic. But they have a standard of how much they use. That standard is not based on what you can handle. And everybody know that in America, standards are built on, this is not me being racist, on white people's standards. It's not built on black people's standards. I'm just saying that because it is true. It's never built on our standards. So the standards could be what they are, and everybody seems like they getting along fine with it until we come in contact with it. It be fucking us up. So that's what I mean by, and they're not doing that on purpose. It's just their standards, just something that they had the money to provide standards, and they came up with standards based on whoever they test. Ain't nothing nefarious about it that I'm saying. So anywho, you have to change out your shower heads every 6 months. The first time I get moving to an apartment, and damn sure my own house, I changed out my shower heads. If it's an apartment, I take theirs off. I don't throw it away, but I just put it under the sink and I leave it there. And when I'm moving out, I put theirs back on. They should change out the shower heads. Have you ever been over somebody's house and looked at their shower head and see how gooky it is? That gook is coming out. That weathering and corrosion is coming out and falling on your skin, the biggest organ you got. And it's seeping through your skin because the shower opened up your pores, right? And all of that shit is seeping through your skin and into your body, causing havoc. Not to mention the water itself and all the sediments and crap that's in the water, like chlorine, bromide, fluoride, metals, calcium, all this other bullshit that's toxic to you, that's getting in your skin and under your skin and into your body. So I will tell you this, if nothing else, a shower head, change them out every 6 months. This one right here is Amazon approved, and it's selling like hotcakes. I bought it for $21 a couple of weeks, like almost a month now ago. And I'm going to tell you right now, oh my God, every household in America, it's funny for me to even say this shit. Every household in America need to have one of these. Now, I think the regular price is $46, but they be having them on sale. I bought it for $21. I think I looked at it the other day. It was $36, but it got the Amazon little marker at the bottom. They selling like hotcakes, and I see why. Soon as I hook that shit up, man, the water of it all be coming out so hard. And when I tell you the massage or whatever that those settings, it's like 9 settings. I always walk out of there like I'm floating, like I feel like I got a thorough ass massage. Miss ATL, get with it. Get with it. It's gonna change your life. It's really gonna change your life. Make sure to the ladies that you got your shower cap, a good one. Because I'm gonna tell you that water gonna be coming out fast and heavy. And it seems like the water's hot. Now I do know a shower head don't have nothing to do with whether or not a water is hot or not. But if you got a clogged shower head, maybe you're not getting all the benefits of like the hot water coming out and everything coming through. Now, the other picture to the left, on the left side of the shower head is a filter. And the filter comes just like that, and you stick a little cartridge in it, and you see the price of it. Now, when I bought it, it was $29. Look at it now, it's $35. That was a month ago. So maybe during the Christmas or prior New Year, things was on sale or whatever. Oh my God, I swear by this shit. I swear by this. When I tell you, oh my God, this shit does everything it say it's going to do. If you look at what it says, it reduces dry, itchy skin, dandruff, eczema. So anybody with allergies, if you got any kind of skin disorder, this is, you better run and go get this eczema. And if you got eczema, you got asthma, and dramatically improves the conditioning of your hair. That's what this one's gonna say. I put this one in my daughter's bathroom because if I get one, I get one. I get her one or whatever. I just be like that with her. I bought me a case, different brand than Aqua Bliss, but it looked the same, looked same color and everything. And I had 4 extra cartridges that came with it. But when I tell you, I was going ham. I was overzealous. I couldn't wait to get in the shower. I would come out the shower, relax. As far as joint pains, they go away. I don't know if anybody experienced different joint pains. I know a lot of men have shoulder pains, elbow pains, wrist, just a whole bunch of joint pains. So do women. Like you get a certain age and you'll tear your rotator cuff and you be like, well, what the hell I do to tear it? Because I ain't did shit. I ain't throw nail football or shot a jump shot. And my rotator cuff is torn. But they give you like physical therapy to try to get it together. You shouldn't be always trying to run and get a surgery or whatever the case. Anyway, what women get a lot of as they get older is sciatic nerves. Girl, let me tell you, boy. So all I know is when I get out the shower, whatever pains that I might have had, I just bought myself like 12 hours of no pain. So I'm able to go to sleep with no issues, no pains. Because sometimes the pain wake you right up out of your sleep. You know what I'm saying? So anywho, I just got that up there. And I'm going to leave it up there. Don't say I didn't try to tell you. When I tell you every house need to be with this. But do remember this. Shower heads need to be replaced every 6 months. Because of the weathering and corrosion. The weathering and corrosion of it all. We learned about weathering and corrosion in what? Middle school. Shit happens to any and everything. It's nobody's fault. It just happens. You don't want that shit seeping on your skin no more than you want to touch a rusted ass bench or a rusted nail because you be thinking I'm going to get a tetanus shot. You should be thinking about that shit with your shower head. And I'm telling you, you can buy for different shower heads for $12 to $15, $20. I mean, the price of a pizza night, or you going out and getting food, fast food for your family. That's how much you spending. Run and get that for real. And I put the address underneath it, so you can get them through Amazon. Just put that link in there. Just write that address. It'll take you right to Amazon and then order it. It's going to be the best money you ever spent. No bullshit. So I'm going to leave it up there for y'all to partake in it or whatever. But like I said, don't say Miss T ain't never tried to tell y'all, because I'm trying to tell you. Andrew says shower water in Tennessee is hard on the skin. It would dry you the fuck. Yeah. And that's what all these. Have you noticed that water is becoming a problem for all the states? It ain't just Flint, y'all. It ain't just Flint. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to probably change my whole house over to a saltwater thing, a HEPA thing or whatever. But before I do that, I wanted to put filters on everything and just to see what changed. Now I'm going to tell you what has changed in this last month, because I can always tell what's going to happen the following year by what happens in the fall. So sometime in October and all of November and some parts of December, I was in the ER every week, less than a week. I went to the ER twice in 1 week for the same problem. Y'all know that I have an autoimmune disorders, and one of them is called angioedema. and that is a swelling issue. For some reason, my swelling works overtime. And let me not put a bad name on swelling, because swelling is a good thing. It's what saves a lot of people's lives. Whenever you have an issue or something happened to you, the first thing your body would do is go around that area and swell up that area. And then treat its own stuff like the white blood cell, the cortisol, the stuff that's naturally in your body. So swelling is not a bad thing, but it's bad if you got it chronically. And then how many times I'm gonna take the same medicine, the same steroids, um, before it stopped working? What if I grow immune to it, and then when it happened again, I don't have nothing that can give me that'll stop it? I already can't take certain medicines as it is. So also, if you always taking medicine, you damaging your insides anyway. So these are my concerns, right? I have it chronically. And every time I come in there, they say, "What did you eat? What did you," they always say what I ate. And I'll be like, "I ate this." But y'all got to know me. I don't venture out with food. Never have I ever. You ask anybody who know me since I was a teenager. I don't try new shit. I stick to what I know. I don't have a big palate because I never know what it's going to do to me. So I stick to only what I know. So imagine now in my life, I'm like always in the ER, like, God damn, and some of y'all probably say, "Miss T, are you just saying it's the water that's doing that to you?" I don't know. But right now, I'm going to make every concerted effort to get to the bottom of this, because my plan is to sell my house and move somewhere near the ocean, which is not going to be close to nobody I love, but I don't want to have to do that. But I don't see how I could continue to go on living like this. So I was like, and I'm not telling y'all any of this to feel sorry for me. I'm just telling you what I go through. And not just me, a lot of people. Because I'm going to tell you, whenever I get sick, my neighbor, he gets sick. And their little daughter. And she got it worse like me. He got it bad, the father, but the little baby, the 6, got it like me. At least I didn't even get this shit until my late 30s or something. But she got it bad. And I was like, well, why all 3 of us having this issue? You know what I'm saying? But again, I go into the ER and they be like, "What you ate?" And I be like, "Today I ate such such." And they be like, "Oh." And then I just have to say, "Oh, well, I can't eat cinnamon no more. I can't eat this." And I never had problems with these things. So I'm like sitting here like, what? And like I said, sometimes you get the aha moment. Sometimes you be talking to somebody and they hip you to something. You be like, what? Let me try this. But I was seriously going on a campaign to change my whole house over. I'm also put this UV light or something in my vents that kills dust mites, kills pet dandruff, kills everything. And I'm gonna have it flowing through my air vents. Well, it's gonna be in my air vents, and that costs a lot of money. But and also when I go to pools, I don't get in chlorinated pools. I only get in saltwater pools, because if I get in chlorinated pools, I always get sick. Real talk. So I was like, all right, so it can't, even though food can be toxic with all this processed bullshit, I was like, what about the stuff I come in contact with? Like, I have to pay out the nose to have my grass and all that shit dealt with, because everybody in here get fucked up when we touch it. So I said, all right, let me switch over with the water. So I put filters on everything. I'm still like, my house is pretty big, y'all. So I gotta buy it in sections. I gotta do one room at a time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got 3 full-size bathrooms. And that means I like the shower and the sinks, everything. I'm filtering the fuck out. And so I do it what's close to me first, like my room. And I gotta tell y'all, there's only one difference that I've seen. I have not in 1 month been to the ER. Let me repeat. I have not in 1 month been to the ER. Now, is that conclusive evidence? No. That could be I just had a month off. But I do look at it as a positive change for the better, because October, November, and the first part of December, I couldn't stay out the ER. I told you I was going to ER sometimes twice a week. And they was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you got to find whatever the hell is messing you up. I told you I get swelling everywhere. Like, my palms will get swollen and they hurt and they itch. They hurt so bad because you can get swelling to the point that your bones hurt. My fingers be feeling like they're going to burst open. You name a part of my body and it swells up. Why? Because I have an angioedema. But it's reacting to something. What that something was, nobody knew. So the true test of time is going to be in the spring, because that's when it gets worse. If I make it through the spring with hardly no problems, and occasional swelling, I'm expecting that. But the twice a week or every other week swelling, if I don't get those, which I do every year, I would have found a good thing. So I'm going to say to anybody with allergies, especially, or autoimmune disorders, run out and get these products. I'm hooking y'all up. I did the legwork. Type those things in, and you'll go to Amazon and go straight to it, and y'all let Amazon take it from there. And shit, like I said, even if you don't care for the filter idea, for the black women, especially you want your hair to start growing, put that filter on that shit and see what happens. I'm almost positive black people have trouble growing hair because their head is swollen on the inside that they can't see. I'm almost positive. Yeah, and shower water and water coming out your tub and in the sink, everywhere, every state is starting to have this problem. So what is going on with the water treatment people? Are they short-staffed? Or are they cutting corners? Are they not putting adequate amount of solutions to treat the water? I don't know. We ain't got time for all that. We got to take matters in our own hand. So trust me, don't say I ain't tell you. That's me sharing what I just learned. And I'm the test dummy on it, because I use this shit. I'm just a consumer. Somebody told me, I went and tried it, and I feel like I'm having success. I know the ER people glad they ain't seen me. Our money piece, bro. He said, I swam in a pool once built around a natural volcanic hot spring. The water was dark with sulfur. It was supposed to rejuvenate you. Yeah, and this is a crazy thing, Andrew. I'm allergic to sulfur. They told me that when I was a teenager. I'm allergic to sulfur. I can't even take sulfur drugs. Drugs like Tylenol had sulfur in it. Andrew Charles said this was in Chile. The active he said, what's going on, y'all? And then he said inflammation and sebum plugs. The active activists, no, we be on this shit. But listen, hey, tell them active activists, if I'm advocating for them to go take this, they got some good info. He can tell you, because he can tell you how serious I am with this shit and how I will study and get in the weeds of it. So I can't advocate no more than that. But to the person that sent me the email that was talking about health and swelling and all that, there you go. When you trying to stop some shit, you got to try everything. I'm outfitting the house with filters. If that shit changes, I'm spending the $10,000 to change my whole house over to filtered water. Straight, point blank, period. I'm not letting or waiting for the man to do it for me, because I can't trust how he treating the water. He ain't doing it to my standards, because it's fucking me up. I'm telling you, if I was to show y'all a picture of what happens to me out the blue, y'all would be like, God damn, Miss T. And I know it would be funny too, so I can't have that shit on the air. The vanity of it all. I'm sorry. That's that bougie side of me, y'all. The vanity of it all can't let me put it out there in the air, in the internet, so y'all can see it and shit. But if I was to show y'all a picture of just how out the blue, I ain't doing nothing, I ain't bothering nobody, boom, my lips start swelling, looking like Woody Woodpecker and shit. I ain't lying. Activist seen me. He was in the hospital with me one time. I was crying and yodeling like a little biatch. Wanna act activist? He's so nice. He was trying to help the doctor put the needle in because the doctor couldn't find the fucking needle. The vein. You remember that? You remember that activist? And hey, to let them know, activist, you didn't see me. You didn't see me. Let them know. I ain't lying. He said, filter that shit. Indeed. But some people ain't gonna listen. And that's just how I be. But I feel confident that I told you guys, whether you guys listen or not, that's on you. So let's get into the actual thing. And I'm gonna have to, I ain't gonna be as long as y'all think when I'm talking about what I'm talking about. So look, yeah, look at him. He said, it scared me. He said, all the water mains in this country are decades old, at least, and full of all kinds of buildup, to include lead. I'm not waiting on them to fuck this water up and have us fucked up. And y'all be talking about Republican and Democrat. Most Republican states, this is where you have these problems at. Because they known for cutting. That's what deregulation is about when they talk about it. How can we cut corners on shit we shouldn't cut corners on and then make a killing? The Republican buddy, your Republican buddy, if you pay him a nice, cool $5,000-$10,000, he will make laws and provisions where you don't have to, you can cut some corners. That's what that shit is about. That's why I say I vote for the people. But anyway, Tank versus Ryan Garcia, Redkach versus Broner, Adrian Broner, and Spence versus Thurman. These fights we're going to talk about. Sabotage at its finest. What person or organizations have a vested interest in sabotaging these three fights? There's only one that comes to mind. And if y'all see the little thing scrolling at the bottom, my phone lines are open, but I said all allegedly in this program. Everything we say allegedly. We got to protect ourselves, right? So I be sitting here thinking, boxing is dangerously becoming a non-competitive sport. Is there anybody else out there that think like me? Football is competitive as hell. You can't just look at what happened last year and say it's going to happen again this year. Maybe, but maybe not. You can't say a team that you beat last time, you definitely going to beat this time. Maybe, maybe not. And that's where the thrill comes in. That's also how you build casuals, because it's the competitiveness of it all. You know what I'm saying? But boxing is more like starting to become like a beauty/popularity contest. It's who the powers that be want to say is the creme de la creme. They take pictures with all the belts adorned over them, and then they tell you, oh, this is the creme de la creme, and then you should pay for everything that person does, and boom, 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 boom. No competition. No competition at all. The best are not fighting the best. They're just not. They're coming up with every excuse not to fight the best. And these three fights fall under this category in some kind of way, shape, or form. Why is it that this organization or entity wants to sabotage? Do you think it's Eddie Hearn and Matchroom? Now, Eddie is a little weasel. he like to shit on anything people do, and you see it most of the time with PBC put a fight on. Here come Eddie with his naysaying ass, shitting on whatever PBC trying to do, and then it goes so far as to put a fight on at the same time. Eddie known for that. But y'all remember this? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I'm going to change it around. Words should never hurt me. Remember that growing up? We need to revisit that notion. ATL said, I just did it live last night on the same thing. It's sad. Yeah. Yeah, make sure y'all go sub up to ATL Unanimous Boxing Sports. So it's becoming a sport. The sport I love out of all the sports because it's action-packed. It's innate in humans to want to watch fights. Of course I like it. A lot of women do like boxing, especially men. Or some kind of combative sport. But it's becoming dangerously close to being non-competitive. Why would I want to watch a fight where we already know who the winner is? Why would I want to keep watching the fight where every advantage or leverage is given to a fighter outside of what they earn? You just giving them extra shit. For what? Why would I want to watch that? Because the outcome going to be that guy is the winner every time. How is that fun for me as a fan? But these empty suits, they don't give a damn about that shit. All roads, in my opinion, leads to PBC and Al Heyman. Y'all see the thing scrolling down the bottom, allegedly. But they do. They do. If you look at all three of these fights, that's PBC all day, in my opinion. Like I said, more like a beauty/popularity contest. Y'all can look at these examples I have mentioned to prove my point. Let's start with Tank versus Ryan Garcia. Now, we know how Ryan can be. Y'all know I know more than anything. I've talked about the nigga several times. I even tried to go on a rampage on him, trying to get, I was trying to solicit or evoke his fans to come after me. You know how, like, you better not say nothing about Beyonce. The beehives will come in on you. They'll swarm in on you. Or swarm in on you. Ryan fans didn't do no such thing. He's supposed to have 8 million fans, and not one really came to his rescue. How weird is that? I put that thumbnail up in ample amount of time, like either that morning or the day before, just so his fans scrolling through YouTube would see that and be like, who is this bitch talking about Ryan? You know what I'm saying? I wanted that response. Not one. You had one person, he really wasn't a Ryan fan, but, you know, I had a couple of people engaged. It wasn't even a big show. I think some people watched that show. And I mean, I went out of pocket in how I talked. I called them all kinds of names. I was just being real ignorant. And nothing. But we know how he can be. We know he clout chase. We know he likes to talk about Tank fight when he's about to do another fight. And, you know, and that shit is irritating. You know what I'm saying? Get off the man nuts. That's what I used to say. It's irritating. Stand on your own. Why you got to talk about Tank? Everybody in boxing was on this. I believe it when I see it. Because Ryan is going to pull out for sure. And some of you guys have said he got one of the best pullout games. All pun intended. Whether it's his team or Oscar, someone's going to pull out. And this is what we all thought. And we thought too that Tank might as well make other plans. I mean, Tank been talking shit to Shakur. Tank been talking shit to Devin. Why don't we just make plans with one of them? Because this Ryan shit ain't going to happen. You wasting the fans' time and our time. And this was the first time that we seen that Tank had a so-called fight lined up back to back, like Sign Seals Delivered. At least that's how they presented it. But if you think about it, there's video of Oscar at an elementary school that I think he went to when he was young, saying, and I don't know if he let it slip, but he said, there's no contract signed. This is all what we're trying to do. And they had a date of April 15th. Now you got Spence and Thurman talking about April. Both of these supposed to be pay-per-view. That is bad business. Because people going to pick which one that they'll pay for. Instead of maximizing and doing them at different times so that we can pick both of them, you're going to put them in the same month? Who should get first dibs? To be fair, Ryan and Tank. Because they've been talking about that shit the longest. They had that date picked out before Spence and Thurman. Spence and Thurman shouldn't be able to come and kick them off their porch. But hey, you know how PBC do. But wait. Wait 1 second. It turns out it's not that simple. Ryan has a video out of a leaked conversation. I don't know who he talking to. You call it an audio then. Or then he's talking to somebody. Somebody leaked it out. And basically he's explaining the demands and requirements the PBC was putting on him. And it sounds like the other people out there who talk about PBC and the demands and the requirements that they do, that's kind of unfair. And if you're a PBC fan, meaning you like a PBC fighter, you're going to be saying, so what? It's all good. While the rest of us is like, what the fuck? That is highway robbery. Ryan explained that PBC won't even let him take a tune-up. They have been organizing this fight for April since last year, even before December. And they was like, they're not going to let the man take a tune-up. He had ample time to do a tune-up so it can stay fresh. They won't. They say, if you take a tune-up, we're not going to fight you. What kind of petty shit is that? What kind of emotional, petty, bitch shit is that? If you take a fight, we're not gonna do the fight with you. Why? What he does before PBC matters to PBC. As long as he show up for the date that PBC has for him, who cares? PBC want to own everybody and dictate to everybody what they can and cannot do, at the same time showing that you don't give a fuck about that person. I hate PBC for that shit. I cannot I gotta be honest. I hate them for that shit. But don't that sound like some of the shit that Adrian Broner has been saying and Terrence Crawford has been saying and other people who complain about the PBC? Like, if you got the fight set up for April 15th and Ryan works with Oscar, not PBC, Tank worked with PBC, it's okay for Tank to get a tune-up. Fine, perfectly fine. All of that makes sense. But it's not okay for Ryan to do it. And if Ryan was to take a fight last year, at the end of the year, then he would have canceled the fight that they got set for this year in April. Like, what could Ryan possibly have done that would have excluded or prevented him from meeting whatever requirements he needs to fight this year. But that's what PBC put on him. And you hear Ryan talking about that to somebody. He also said, I felt like they kept dragging me along, coming up with dates, changing dates, dragging me along. Sound like Adrian. Sound like Terrence said that. Is that a tactic to wear somebody the fuck out so bad, to get their mind so unfocused, to treat them wrong so bad, just so you can have one up on them? Because your fighters ain't shit without you doing that. That's how I'm starting to feel. Your fighters, Al Heyman, ain't shit unless you do some dirty shit to their opponents. That's what it's starting to look like. Y'all know I'm the last person to take up for Ryan Garcia. Y'all know it. But is he right in this instance? And it ain't because some people say, well, you just hate PBC. I'm like, I don't understand the logic. What does what he had to do last year got anything to do with April this year? Why does that X him out? And then you turn around and give Gervonta a tune-up, a fight in January, but Gervonta gonna be good to go by April. How does that make sense? What kind of nut shit game is Al Heyman playing? Oscar let it slip around Christmas time, like I said in the video, that they didn't have a contract, and the contract wasn't sent. The unfair demands PBC was placing on Ryan. This time it's not Ryan. Hell, I don't even believe it's Tank. To me, it's Al Heyman. But this is what I would say about Tank. It's your fault too, Tank, because you're complicit in it. You don't get a pass when you're a grown-ass man and you see wrong happening and you don't try to right it. You don't get a pass. All this one-upping and leverage and all this dirty tactics, it looks bad on you in the long run. It looked like you just can't get in the fight, in the ring with your skills and handle business. It's always got to be something done extra to give you some kind of leverage. That's the thing with PBC fighters. And he petty as a motherfucker. He petty if he said, Ryan, you can't take a tune-up fight, but Tank can. And if you take a tune-up fight, all bets are off. I'm taking my ball and going home. Oh, bitch ass nigga. Allegedly. A fight between Ryan and Tank will be very interesting. It will make a lot of money and it will be competitive. But now I don't feel like it will be. I think they try to get under his skin and under his head. And Oscar had to do what he do. I understand why Oscar has come out recently and said, if you don't have the contract over there today, we moving the fuck on. So this time, Ryan Garcia, it ain't your fault, in my opinion. I can't blame you. I don't got nothing negative to say. I would say this time you tried. But no, PBC fighters can only fight folks that they know they can beat, or at least believe that they can win, and at the same time got to be in-house. That's the requirement to fight PBC. You got to be under the same umbrella. I own you. You got to be his slave, and they only put you in fights you can win. And if you fight somebody that's on the same plantation as you, then Al get to keep everything. It's still under his banner. So it's a win-win for Al. Even though Al ain't bust not 1 mile, he didn't lift no weights. He didn't spar not a person. He ain't jump not a jump rope. He ain't hit no punching bag. But it's got to be about his old skinny ass. Okay. Like I said, it's getting to the point in boxing. They might as well pick a guy take photos with the guy got belts on him and shit, and tell all the fans he's the greatest. And then, we just buy his bullshit. Why the fuck would I want to look at boxing if it's like that? I like the thrill of it all. I don't know about y'all, but I want to see some competitive shit. I don't want to keep looking at fights where I know this person gonna win. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, you don't know how that shit gonna play out. Like, no. For me, I lean with every pure boxer. And between the two, Terrence is the pure boxer. And I tell y'all that all the time. I feel like Terrence will beat him. I do. But I don't know that Terrence will beat Errol Spence. Like, Errol Spence got more than a puncher's chance. He got more than 10% chance. You know what I'm saying? These are some rough, rugged, tough-ass dudes. It will be very competitive. I would be hurt if Terrence lost. But fight, I was hurt when he lost. In the world, I tell y'all all the time, I was at that third fight. I said, by the time I got to the lobby, I was all right. It was a tough, even still, the referee cheated. This time it wasn't Tyson Fury, it was the referee. I don't know how to fucking count. If he'd have counted correctly, it would have been the winner. The fight would have been over. But what I did get to see is a very competitive fight. A very competitive fight. I can't be mad at that. Now let's move on to the next fighter. Then you got Redkach and Broner. Now we know about Ivan Redkach because he fought Danny Garcia, which we knew that it was kind of like a no-brainer that Danny was gonna beat. But with Broner is better than a whole lot of these fighters, and every fighter that Broner has ever fought, I believe he was better than, and he should have won. But we know Broner is coming back from being laid off for a long time. We also know that Broner has a problem since the Maidana fight with letting his hands go. We don't know why he don't let his hands go. If somebody had a microphone in front of Broner's face, I know I would ask, hey, is there a particular reason why you don't let your hands go till later in the fight? Because a lot of your fans believe if you let them go earlier, then it will make the difference in your fights. Because if you look at Broner fights, it's not towards it's like in the middle, like 7th round, 8th round, he'll start letting his hands go. He start getting real good. And then before the 12th round, you will see Broner knock somebody on their ass. Broner is way better than any and every opponent he has ever faced if he just let his hands go. This is what every fan of his says. Let your hand go. Screaming at the fucking TV. Broner, let your hands go, shawty. So surely you guys have heard by now that Redkach manager, and his name is Joseph DeGuardia. Joseph DeGuardia. If you know who this nigga is, put pressure on him. Somehow threw a monkey wrench into this fight for Broner with BLK. Now, it's my opinion that because Terrence hands touch BLK first, BLK name is mud. As far as PBC, Al Hammond, and all these other people, they wanted to fail because they did so right by Terrence Crawford, and that's sad because guess who can't stand BLK? Spence fans, PBC fans, them the people who don't like BLK. Nobody else be shitting on them like that but them. They don't like BLK. What did BLK ever do but treated Terrence Crawford with respect and gave him an opportunity? What's so hard or wrong about that? So now you get Ivan Redkach, which we haven't seen him fight in a while. He's with this manager, and shout outs to Fred from Barbershop Conversation because he broke the story last night. The tweet came out last night on his show while he was live. He did some research in real time and got the skinny on the situation. Ivan Redkach's manager, Joseph DeGuardia, decides to up and throw a monkey wrench into this fight. Now, you got to think about it. This fight been playing all the way back since probably around October. We knew that Adrian was coming back to boxing in a big way. He was happy. He was getting a nice chunk of change. We know AB don't hold his words too much. He been telling the truth. No matter how you feel about him, call him crazy, call him what you want to call him, but call him a truth teller because everything he has said came to fruition. But because he spilled the tea or the beans, PBC ain't happy with that because it don't make them look too good. But you can see since he really got in the mix with BLK, Adrian's been holding back his words here lately and being careful of what he's saying, but he ain't never gonna just straight up try to be lying to y'all and play the Willy Bobo. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, this fight was already in the making and already done and said and signed and delivered before this year. And then out the blue, weeks away, about a month away to be exact, Ivan Redkach's manager, Joseph DeGuardia, wants to throw a monkey wrench into these proceedings. Now, I'm sure that everything's been signed, sealed, and delivered. We know that the site location has been paid for. Everything that you can pay for or pay in advance has already been done. The contracts have been signed. So if you're his manager, Mr. DeGuardia, then you knew about this last year. What changed? Now, this is what Fred broke. Fred got the inside scoop. He said that BLK tried to offer dude money outside of what he gonna get anyway from being the manager of Ivan Redkach. He didn't take it. They try to give him all kinds of incentives, way more than he gonna make with his other fighters. He won't take it. He's adamant about just destroying this for Ivan Redkach. Fred tried to contact Ivan Redkach and them last night, and I don't think Ivan could be consoled. I think he was so hurt. If you look at his tweets, he said as much. He sounded like he said he done with boxing. These people who have never sacrificed like you, these empty suits, can get in the way so much so that they destroy your dreams and make you just give up on what you dreamt about and worked so hard for. This was going to be a nice paycheck for him. But because the goal is to make sure BLK does bad, and for that matter, to make Adrian Broner do bad, they don't care who they hurt in the process. This man cannot be incentivized to get out the way. He's doing this shit on purpose, and he has no logical reason as to why he's doing it. So I ask y'all, where does that shit come from? Ivan Redkach used to be with PBC, or some kind of way. I think through that manager, they be working with PBC. This manager is in the business of signing fighters and do nothing with them. Look at his stable of fighters. I think Fred mentioned Tackham and Joe Smith. Them the only two that have seen some action. He has a stable of fighters. He does nothing for them. He gets them no fights. You, the public, don't even know who they are. And for you to be in and since the beginning of negotiating this fight for your guy, Ivan Redkach, and you was okay with it, and you signed the papers, and you advised him to take it, and all this good stuff, only to get a month away, and you throw a monkey wrench in his shit? Where did that come from? Who don't want BLK to do well? Who wants to sabotage Adrian Broner? I'm going to say this to BLK. What's up, Reginald? He said, hey, Miss T. BLK, if you ever listen, you better start having contingency plans or backup plans. Or just don't look for no PBC fighters. Don't give a PBC fighter shit. Because you opening the door for Al Heyman, PBC, to destroy or throw a monkey wrench in your shit. You can't fuck with them. Therefore, their fighters will suffer. They won't get opportunities. Fucking Ivan Redkach was hurt, and he didn't deserve it. To be caught up in some bullshit. Couldn't even talk last night. And for what people say, he's a good dude. Think about it. Like I said, he vowing to quit. And all of this was done out of spite. Just like I said, his manager name is Joseph DeGuardia. This guy used to manage Andre. You see how he did his career. And back in the day, he used to manage Antonio Tarver. This is also Adrian Broner's big moment. Back to the ring and a career high payday. Who wants to hurt AB? That's all you got to ask yourself. Why would you do this? There's no reason to do this. Everybody was on board, and now out the blue, and he gives no reason as to why he's throwing this monkey wrench in it. But, you know, you don't have to look too hard. Who will want to throw it? Because that's what this is. It's a monkey wrench being thrown in the shit. So who wants that? I'm going to drop the link in a minute, y'all. I'm getting to my last person. ATL, what up, bro? Bro, what time you live in ATL? What time you live live in ATL? He East Coast time. What do you say? The last 2 nights, 1 a.m. Oh, damn, nigga. Yeah, that's late. He said, just warming up. And then Reginald said, okay, I didn't know notification from YouTube. Oh, you didn't get no notifications? In the end, you're hurting somebody who has done nothing to you. All he did was dare to dream. But BLK, you're going to have to start having backup plans. One monkey can't stop no show. And the only people, like I said, that I know of that pray for BLK downfall is Earl Spence fans and PBC fans. Them the only people. And I'm sorry that I got to say it like that, but that's all I know. Don't nobody else pray for their downfall. Why they pray for their downfall? To do Terrence Crawford a solid. You can't make me get no other way. The BLK would have came and helped show PBC out of pinch with this no network thing that's coming in the pipe, and was like, don't worry, PBC, we'll put your fights on this. You know, I don't think nobody would have been against them. And anyway, a lot of these networks is gonna go by the way of the app. And when everybody be on the app, then what we gonna do? PBC would never fuck with BLK again because they did a solid to Terrence Crawford. PBC wanted to fuck Terrence Crawford in the ass with no Vaseline and just treat him raw and rugged. And he wanted, and he was counting on everybody sitting back laughing and hee ha and just letting that shit go down. But then here you got BLK who said, we don't got nothing to do with that. Like we'll treat you good. You want to do a fight with us? Hey, we'll pay you $10 million. And fuck all that. What they wanted Terrence to be is in a place of neediness. And BLK fucked all that up. Reginald said, "Stop." No, we don't. Reginald, it's the only way I can see it. Did you hit the not button? Did you hit the not button? And last but not least, and I know, because I was talking about these products right here that I'm advocate for people to get. That's why what I'm talking about seems like it's taking a long time, but it's actually not. I spent some time on those two products. Every household should have one. Last but not least, you got Thurman versus Spence. Very controversial, these two meeting up because of Earl's declaration about them fighting. That is not lie. That is not hyperbole. Earl made declarations about never wanting to fight Thurman. I'm not speaking to why he did it or how come, and I'm just saying what actually happened. That did happen. And that's why the shit is controversial. Because people like they're going to hold Earl feet to the fire for what he said. And they're going to make hay out of the fact that if he wind up doing it, it's going to show that you're not quite the boss after all. So, I mean, that's what's going to happen. And again, that goes back to Earl's declaration. Now, it is a WBC sanctioned bout fight. That's what this fight is at 154. It is WBC sanctioned. Let me say that one more again for the people in the back. It is WBC sanctioned. It will be satisfying the WBC and the WBA requirements. So that's two sanctioning bodies sanctioning a 154-pound fight. It's at a weight class that neither one of them fight in, nor have a belt in. They both have to pay sanctioning fees, because once you sanction a bout, you have to pay sanctioning fees. And that means whether you got the belt or you're challenging for the belt. It don't matter. When it's a sanctioned bout, you have to pay sanctioning fees. But only one of them gets screwed, and it wasn't his choice. It was all of them against him. That means it was the WBA, WBC, PBC, Al Heyman, Earl Spence against Keith Thurman. He was outnumbered. Keith Thurman has to pay to fight in this fight. He has to pay those sanctioned bodies. He's not going to get that much pay, not from PBC. We already see what they want to pay him. But here's the rub. Not only do he have to pay them, they're not going to pay him hardly next to nothing. But he can't win shit. And a lot of people will tell you the consolation prize is he gets to stay number one and blah, blah, blah. You can't entice me with some shit I already have. Do we understand that logic? When I was in the Navy, I used to get bonuses every time I re-enlist. Lots of money. I had 6 more months left on my contract. And you don't want to wait till the last minute, but sometimes you can time that shit just right. So I had to go with the timing of what I could do, like who was available. Because you have to, it's a whole production of it. You get your officer, it's a whole, like I said, production. Get you a cake. You swear in again, you swear out. I mean, just, there's a little production. So I had to go with what was available. And what was available to me was 6 months before my last day. So when they calculated the 3 years that I was re-enlisted, they only paid me for 2.5 years. Why? Because they already got me for 6 months. Why the fuck they gonna pay me for something that they already have? So this is what I mean by that ain't no prize that Keith Thurman gets to stay number one. He already number one. Whether he fight this fight or not, he is number one. I've never, and I challenge anybody. If I was a millionaire, I swear I'd give you $500,000 if you could show it to me. But I would challenge anybody to find me where they did this before. You're sanctioning the fight. You're making it be satisfying to the order you put out. Everybody got to pay fees. But Keith Thurman don't win shit. Nothing. All he can do is win the fight. That does nothing for his career. If he lose, then his reputation will suffer. Meaning, that's going to be thrown up in his face, the fact that he just lost. Now, Earl Spence and his team asked for it, probably with the advice of Al Heyman. Do y'all think that this is normal or fair? I bet you Keith cried behind this shit. This is why Earl loved his husband, Al Heyman, so much. Now, that is a hit. That's me throwing a shot. Shots fired. That's why I say Earl loved his husband. Because Al look out for him like this. Al gives him things and leverage that nobody else can have. I can't watch. I mean, to me, it's fucking up his whole career. It's just no fun watching. I would say, like right now, I probably wouldn't watch it. But I might watch it. I don't know. I have to see that day. I'm definitely not going to pay for it. But it just leave a bad taste in my mouth. Everything is going down with this fight except any regard for Keith Thurman. And people is happy about this shit. They cool with it. And I don't get it. He said, okay, I didn't know. Okay, he said, stop. No, we don't. ATL said, did you hit the not button? I don't know what you mean by not. Stop spreading lies on Al Heyman. Reginald, I'm telling the truth. Yes, ATL will double check again. ATL, your show awesome too, dog. He said, appreciate it, Reginald. I'm getting it together. No BS. Your shit nice. Say appreciate it means a lot for me just starting. Still be a little nervous, but I'm relaxing much each one. Yeah, it's gonna become second nature to you, ATL. He said, YS, yes, big dog. He said, yes, we are happy. So all I can say, we never saw or heard of this, and what's worse, his fans will try to explain this like it isn't the most terrible thing to do. Earl and team asked for this. Remember, they put themselves into this predicament with all their and this is a hit. This is a shot, a shot. This is where you can say I'm throwing a shot. This predicament, they put themselves in this predicament with all their ducking and dodging, and that's a shot. But everything else I've said thus far was true. And how I feel, all roads leads to PBC. Now, like I said, I talked about this shower thing and this filter. All houses should have one. If you don't have a problem, but your wife or your kids have a problem, you should do it. Even if you can't see that you have a problem, more than likely you got one. I'm gonna tell you, ain't nothing normal about no man losing his hair at 21 and 22. Ain't nothing normal about that. You can miss me with the genetics. No, genetics will kick in, but not that early. Better start looking for things like your environment and what you bring into your environment, to your own self, that's causing you problems and stuff, and fix them. And even if it ain't causing you problems, you know that there's. Have you ever met a very thin personal trainer that don't never gain weight or don't got problems or nothing in the weight department, but they personal training and they be like acting like they getting all this benefits, and you be looking like, nigga, you naturally like that. But they still try to be healthy. You know, man, cut the noise in the background. They still try to be healthy because they know it's the right thing to do. That's how sometimes y'all gotta approach certain things. I'm gonna leave this up here because I really want y'all to after the day I might not put it back up, but don't, like I said, don't try to say I ain't trying to help. But anyway, Reggie, now what's up? What you got on it? Reggie, now unmute yourself. All you gotta do is unmute yourself, dog. Turn the stuff down in the background. Reggie, now try to figure that out. Let me see and put this date on it. But yeah, it's sabotage season, I guess. And it doesn't leave me with a warm and fuzzy. It really makes me think that that boxing is about to become a sport that has no competition. And when it get like that, I ain't gonna want to watch it. Reginald, go ahead, turn the stuff down in your background. I mean, you can easily do that. I can hear that some TV or something, but it's quiet now. But I was like, just, all you gotta do is turn stuff down. But go ahead. Why you get off? Okay. Reginald, we're gonna wait. He gonna try it again, I guess. But yeah, the link is in the chat, y'all. The phone lines are open too. So I'm just saying. Okay, ATL. Everybody popping up. What's up, ATL? What's up, Reginald?
Hey, what up, Miss T? What's up, ATL?
What's going on, Reginald? What up, Queen?
What's good?
Hey,
man.
Yeah, go ahead, ATL.
Oh, what happened?
None. Go ahead, Reginald.
Yeah, hey, Miss T, tell me a little bit about this allergy product right here.
Oh yeah, so this shower head. Okay, so what I was saying in the beginning of my show, a lot of people don't know that you should change out your shower heads every 6 months. Why? Because of just plain old weathering and corrosion, right? Your skin is the biggest organ you got on your body. And especially when you're in the shower, when it's hot, that's when your pores are open and you got corrosion, corrosive stuff falling onto your skin, getting inside of your body that way. And then you got the harmful toxins that they use to treat the water coming through that thing and getting on your skin and getting in your body. And to some people, it affect them really, really bad. So that's number one. I don't care who you are and where you are. You should change out your shower heads every 6 months. And the way the water is being treated and the corners that's being cut all through this country, you definitely need to start putting a filter on your showers. The filters can do a lot of stuff. It's going to block out all them harmful toxins that's found in the water that they use to treat the water. And it's going to block it out. And you change out your filters every 3 months. And it's real easy because that part where you see the picture, the silver little can where it says Aqua Bliss, right there you can unscrew it in half, set a cartridge in, screw it back, and keep it moving. And this shower head right here, Lord have mercy.
So
Everything this damn thing say, everything it said do, it massage it. Like if you got joint pains, fellas, because I know y'all got rotator cuffs, elbows, joints, and all this stuff. Man, it massages it. I don't know what it do, but it ain't gonna get rid of your pain, but it'll buy you like 12 hours of relief. You know, I
Okay.
can tell you that shit. And if you hook the filter and the shower, you talking about I bought a big case of filters though, but I paid probably like $70 total because the shower head cost me $21. I bought it about a month ago. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I haven't been in the ER in 1 month.
So it don't come with the filter?
It doesn't. I mean, I guess you can buy shower heads with that. I've seen a picture of that same shower head that came with a filter, but they all the same thing, just like this Aqua Bliss right here. You can buy them separate.
Is it hard to put on?
Not at all. You can use your hand. You know, Miss T is not a fix-it person. I'm always calling on my future son-in-law, but like, can you put this together, please? It just takes me way too long, and I get frustrated. But this was easy because shower heads, you only have to use your hand to untwist it. You don't need no tool. And then you put that little tape-looking thing around the edges of the screw part, so you don't have a leak. And then you just screw it on. So the silver thing was screwed to the wall, the pipe that come out the wall, and then the bottom of it you'll screw the hose of this shower head to, and that's it. That's it. And you shit. And you in business. D-Ray Promotions, I see you, King. And what I did was you know, if I advocate anything, like I said, I don't own this product, but if I advocate something, I'm gonna tell y'all where I bought it. I'm a consumer just like you guys. I bought it from Amazon. So I went and found the short version of the address. You can put that address in Amazon. Boom, boom, boom. It, you know, just click it, and boom, it'll pop right up, and you go right to it. And I'm gonna tell you, every house need to have this that shower head. I can't brag about it enough. I don't know what to tell y'all. That shit, boy, it had you feeling cleaner than the man. The water pressure of it all. I can't even, like, it's like, what don't it do? But it's supposed to help with your hair, your eye, your hair, your skin, your nails. People with eczema, anybody with allergies, please, 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 go get this motherfucking filter. Outfit your house. You know, if your kids got allergies, go ahead and nip that shit in the bud now. You know, because some of us, we live in apartments. We can't change the whole house over to like a HEPA filter or salt water type filtering system. But if you own your house, you can do it. But then that shit costs like $10,000. So this would be a cheaper way. So I'm just telling everybody, man, write that fucking address down and go to Amazon and buy you one. Shit. You'll be like, Miss C, you ain't never lied. Well, you got people with allergies in your house,
Yeah,
Reginald?
my son is allergies bad during the winter. I thought that was like a new allergy pill you was wanting us to get. I didn't know that was a shower head.
Nah, because like when your son break out and you take him to the doctor, what's one of the first questions they ask? I don't know how old your son is, but don't they ask like, how old is he?
Yeah, he's 13.
Oh, he's 13, so he old enough to ask. Don't they ask him, well, what you eat? What you do? Don't they do that?
Yeah, it's mainly like respiratory, what's in the air, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, pollen, mold.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it affects his skin, don't it?
no, he don't got no skin problem. He gets main is respiratory. What's go through his nose and mouth to get into his lungs. What's make him fall apart every winter.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I thought it's a new pill or something.
Winter is bad for people with asthma, believe it or not. And like I said, if you got asthma, you have eczema. Even if you don't have a breakout, you have it. If you have eczema, you have asthma. I had eczema all my life. And I never forget, like, I was somewhere in my 20s, and they said, you got asthma. And I said, no, I don't. I argued the doctor down. And then finally I said, well, fine, dude. Put it in my record, and then y'all got to pay me later for the shit.
Right.
That's how I started looking at it, right? And I'm chilling. Reginald, I'm chilling. I turned 44. Never forget it. A month after I turned 44, I'm sitting down on the couch. I ain't moving. You know what I'm saying? Around that time, I used to exercise. I built a gym out of my garage. I built my a gym in my garage. You know, I was doing all kinds of stuff. But that particular day, I'm sitting down. I start having problems breathing. I couldn't catch my breath. I was like, what the fuck is this? Then it went on for like an hour. And I said, okay, I don't know what this is because I'm starting to get dizzy. So I drove myself to the ER and I said, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with me. So they did whatever they do for asthma people. And they said, you just had a full-blown asthma attack. And that was the first time in my life that I had an asthma attack. And they said, do you have any skin disorder? And I was like, yeah, I got eczema really, really, really bad. They said, yeah, if you got eczema, you got asthma. If you got asthma, you got eczema. I was like blown away. 44, Reginald. Don't you think my mama should have known if I had asthma? Somebody should have told me. Hey, they tried to in my 20s, but I wasn't listening because I never wheezed. I never was out of breath. And that only happened when I was 44.
Yeah. Yeah, my barber, he had asthma, man, and that shit took him away, man. That shit ain't no joke. Because it seems like it comes out of blue, man. If you don't got that inhaler or that machine, you toast, man.
T-word, I see you, King. Said peace, Miss T. Well, you know, I don't know why the winter or cold weather brings on asthma. I don't know why. Maybe, like you said, the dust particles flying everywhere, get all up in your chest. But definitely people need to think about the water that they coming in contact with because, like I said, the skin is the biggest organ on your body. And when you in the shower, your pores are open. So all that toxin is coming in your body. So what's the point of eating clean and doing all that stuff if you're going to let other toxins all up in your body? And you can't control how they treat water from city to city. You can't control it. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't. But you can't wait on them. So that's why I say, look, man, I'm not going to sit on this information. I know that this year is probably going to be a bad year for my allergies. You know how I can tell? Because I can always tell by the winter. I've been in the ER since October. Every week, twice a week, all the way up till I bought this shit. I bullshit y'all not. Y'all gonna say, well, Miss T, how can that be? Because every time I go, they say, what did you eat? And I be like, nothing different. Nothing different. And they be like, it's got to be something you're in touch with. I don't know what it is. And so I say, you know what? Let me start getting my house allergy proof. And the first thing I was doing was changing out every filter. I mean, putting filters on everything and changing out some of these, like for the shower, changing out the shower head. And then I learned that you're supposed to do that every 6 months anyway. So, and I hadn't. I changed out my shower heads. I'm embarrassed to say, almost 10 years ago when I bought this house, I changed it out when I bought the house, and I haven't changed it since. And think about all that weathering and corrosion that has taken place, that was falling on my body, seeping into my skin, inside my body. Think about that. So yeah, I would say go buy that shit, y'all. Don't sleep on it. He said T-word ATL, what up though? He said cool and fair. So what you got on it other than that? See, I be passionate about it, so I'm sorry, y'all, that I get passionate about shit like that.
No, that's some good information, especially because, like I said, my son got allergies, so I'm good to get new information and stuff. And you're right. Once you take a shower, your skin open up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying with that with water.
T
But
Word is our residential health guy, and he said cold air is less moist. It aggravates asthma. Yeah, that's what they say. Asthma come more in the winter. Nigga, I got asthma butyrols all around in my
right.
car. I got them in the back seat, the front seat, downstairs, upstairs, everywhere.
Do
Yeah, I
you
got
take a lot of
bronchitis. I got one too.
right? So
Yeah,
yeah. Y'all take a lot of steroids.
No, hell
I
no.
do.
I stay out from outside, goddamn.
I do. When I
It's
go,
cold as
because
hell outside. Hell no.
when I have these allergic reactions, Reginald, I have to drive myself to the ER. Like I wish I was brave enough, and this is all vanity on my part, but I wish I was brave enough to show y'all what happens to me out the blue when I have a reaction, and I don't know where they come from. And I'm like I said, it could be I could have a reaction on a Monday and turn around and have another reaction on Friday, and they start an IV. They give me Benadryl, Pepsid, and some kind of steroid. This is every time.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, have y'all lips ever swollen till they will not stop swelling? Till you damn near look like Woody Woodpecker? That happened to
Hell
me.
no.
That happened to me. My lips was going forward like that. And I was like, oh my God, they gotta stop it before it split and bust open, and then I'll be scarred for life. You know what I'm saying? Or your throat. My tongue swell up so bad I can't close my mouth.
Damn.
And I can hardly swallow. This shit hurt like a motherfucker. And I have to run in, and so I have angioedema as part of my autoimmune disorder. But again, I didn't learn about autoimmune disorders until I was in my mid to late 30s. And think of
Hmm.
my social life. Think about what I missed. Even having eczema, wondering why the fuck I keep having scaly skin. Think about all the dudes that was like knots. Look at your skin, it look like snake skin. It ain't like that now, but I don't even know what it feels like. I envy all of y'all. I don't know what it feels like to have regular skin. Not envy in a bad way, like a jealous way, but envy like I just want to know what it feels like to have regular skin for a whole year straight. I don't know how that feels.
Man, it's nothing to me. You know what I'm saying?
You
But
know, and
yeah,
and that's what I'm tired of. And so I be on this mission to try to right some wrongs, but I'm getting I got the fact that I have this illness late in life. They didn't tell my mom, and I didn't know until, like I said, until I was in my mid to late 30s. So I learned this shit later. So I'm playing catch up, but the damage is done. You know what I'm saying? And so I just share with people because I don't. I feel I feel so hurt that nobody told me, and I can't get them years back. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I've always been a sharer, and that's what I'm doing. I don't mean to get on people's nerves about nothing, but
No, this your show.
hopefully not. Yeah, but some people be like, "Oh, look, here we go again." But that's where it come from, y'all. I'm behind the gun. I done missed a lot of things. I done lost a lot of things. I'd have been teased so bad about my skin. I've never in my life, and at one point I could because of my shape. I've never though wore a 2-piece bathing suit. You know how it feels that every woman gets to do that. I don't get to do that. I could because you're gonna see all the scaly, rashed up, split skin on my stomach and elbow. I always wanted to cover up. Every other girl is walking around showing out their shape. I'm covering up. That shit, when I think about it, is sad because that was my life for many years. but nobody told me. All I could say is, why me? That's what I would say. Why me, guy? Why I gotta have this? And I never had an answer. And then I got older and older, and then one day somebody told me, "Girl, you have autoimmune disorders, and you was born with them." What the fuck? What is that? And so I just been, just trying to right wrongs. My neighbor's kid next door. It's funny when I go to the ER, her husband is sick. He got it bad too, but her kid got it like me or worse. And they have had some close calls where they almost lost their kid, and I didn't even know it was that bad. But they even saying that they might have to sell their house and move somewhere crazy. And they are born and raised in Georgia, you know what I'm saying? But their kid got it so bad. And every time I'm sick, the husband and that daughter sick. So I was like, that's too much of a coincidence. That's more than just what I ate. That's what did we come in contact? We live next door to each other. What could it be?
Yeah.
So anyway, let me get off my soapbox. I hope I'm passionate about it, y'all. I apologize. Like I said, I hope somebody listening who got who tries it out and help their family, because when I think about my life, sometimes it brings me to tears. It really do.
But don't feel bad. All my kids got eczema.
Do they?
Because of me.
You got it? Yeah, why you say because of you?
I don't.
Got it,
they got it from me. My mom says she had it, but
yeah, they got it from you.
It must skip the generation.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they still had, like, my mom never had a breakout. She would always blame everybody else, because I'm the only one in the family that had it. My mom's a single parent, and she would swear it down. That ain't me. You look at my whole family, they got smooth ass skin. That honey turned 48, and guess what hit her ass out the blue? Tore her ass up from the frame. Tore her ass up. And then I sat back and watched her go through the shit that I was going through, because people with eczema, people always tell them, don't scratch. You know how easy it is to say that shit than to do it? Boy, I told my mama up from the frame. And I said, it was you all along. You gave it to me. People have different levels of severity than others. That's all. So ATL, you probably do got it. You just don't got it bad, but it manifests worse in your kids. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But, getting back to boxing, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm just passionate about that. But getting back to boxing, Reginald, I know you got a problem with what I had to say.
but my whole thing is, I think that Al Heyman and Suleiman, they trying to set up whoever the winner is going to fight Charlo. That's how those sanctioning, and that's rare. I never heard that happen too. You want to sanction a fight who guy just got there and make him pay some fees, and at the end, one of them going to fight Charlo for that belt. And I think that's going to be the end result. It's just part of setting up for a bigger fight at the end of the rainbow. And it's probably going to be Spence and Charlo.
What you think, ATL?
As far as what?
You said you had a show on it the other day. What we talking about?
I was just talking about all these fights that ain't happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we waited for the Crawford fight versus Spence. We waited for we've been waiting for Gervonta Davis versus, you know what I'm saying, Ryan.
Yeah, they said that's not happening.
And that shit just goddamn, the start of the year shit just already getting fucked up. Then I heard about Adrian Broner today.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, damn, just like you said, Miss T, like, what is it? Like I said, is it the promoters? Is it the fighters? Who is it? Like, whose fault it is? But
y'all know that I said, and y'all see I got all allegedly. But to me, Not being funny, I know you guys like PBC, but our roads lead to PBC. I just don't understand their logic. Um, Broner had been, spilling tea about PBC. That wouldn't have made them happy. He been talking about them kind of sideways. That wouldn't have made them happy. So they don't want to see him have success. But they can't really get at him because they let him go out the contract. And I told y'all what I thought he did to get out that contract. I thought Adrian Broner played a little country dumb. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, get this nigga off the roster. But
Another thing I was talking about. Oh, go ahead.
Redkach, think about it like this. When they was putting this fight together, you can go all the way back to October. His manager knew that what they were doing. His manager did not have a problem with none of this until now. What changed? And why? The nigga can't be bought. They have tried to incentivize him in so many ways, talking BLK. And they come back and say, we try to offer him more money. We try to give him, just let the fight go on. Because he has no reason for throwing a monkey wrench in this fight. He hurt Ivan Redkach so bad that Ivan had tweeted like he didn't even have the words for it. He was like, he's hurt. That man is inconsolable. He was going back to like, I've been training for boxing ever since I was 6 and blah, 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 blah. You know when a nigga go back in the day and complaining, he hurt. And he's Ukrainian. I didn't know that Ivan Redkach was Ukrainian. And he got family over there. And this would have been a nice payday for him. One of his biggest.
What happened? I never know what happened. Do you know what happened? Why is the fight on? Is it all?
His manager, Joseph DeGuardia, just up out the blue, try to pull him out the fight. Just no reason. Just pulling him out the fight. This man got a stable of fighters. The only ones you know of is Ivan Redkach, Joe Smith, and Tackle. That's the only ones you know of. He got a whole stable, though. He gets nobody fights. You pretty much go and disappear in his stable. You sign up with him, you ain't gonna get no fights. You're gonna be a nobody, you're gonna be shelled. He don't get no deals, he don't get no fights. You finally get a fight that's the main event. You're going to get a cut of the dude pay, and he's getting paid lovely. I don't know how much it is, but the guy, he getting paid decent. Decent compared to what he used to get paid. And you just up and out the blue pull him from the fight. For no reason. Then BLK tries to go and say, okay, we're going to give you a bonus outside of what you're going to make from your percentage of whatever Ivan makes. We're gonna give you an extra bonus. No, I don't want that. Okay, we'll give you this. They tried to incentivize this man backwards and forwards, and he still said no. So you tell me, why would that happen?
I don't know, man. I don't for sure. I know Al Heyman had nothing to do with it. You trying to apply they had something to do with it, but they don't. Al Heyman he got bigger and gigantic whales to fry. He trying to hook Deontay Wilder to fight the UFC former champion. That African, I forgot his name, Francis something, but he just dropped the belt. Now that cleared him to fight Deontay Wilder. If he beat Wilder, he's rooming to fight Tyson Fury. Those are big paydays for both fighters.
But why would the sabotaging take place? This is clearly, we can see that it's sabotage. I don't have no proof that it is out here. I'm just leaning towards that because I can't think of no other reason why it will be sabotage. The man used to fight for PBC, Redkach, but his promoter does business with PBC.
I can see if PBC was sabotaging Tank, a big name, you know what I'm saying, and but But not no man, Broner. They washed up. They on their backside. You don't gotta sabotage their fight because they's already washed up and done. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But Broner, y'all can say he's washed up and done, but Broner just signed.
I ain't saying
he's getting.
He's
it's
done.
either 15, but either he's getting 15 or 10 million. I can't remember which one for a 3-fight deal. And in Broner's own words, I don't have to fight Godzilla to do it. So Broner, he's happy. And he's so happy that he's spilling the tea about PBC. And I'm sure PBC don't like it. If you look at the Tank and Ryan situation, what did Ryan say out his own mouth? They were dragging me along. They kept giving dates, changing dates, giving dates, changing dates. I got tired of being dragged along. I wanted a tune-up fight. They told me I can't have a tune-up fight. This is last year. If I do have a tune-up fight in 2020, they was not going to do the fight for April 15th with me and Tank. But then they turned right around and let Tank have a tune-up fight. And that didn't mess up what Tank going to do in April. So why does what Ryan can do in 2022 mess up anything for April? I don't get it. And that was from the PBC.
See, Golden Boy, if they don't fight as Golden Boy, don't want to lose his cash cow. You know what I'm saying? And that's De La Hoya using smoke and mirrors, trying to come up with any excuse. Because, Tank was going to, once Tank destroy Ryan, that's the income that's going to be lost for Golden Boy. Now, if he don't fight Tank, now the clown show could go on. They put him in there with another European fighter. They ain't going to put him in with Devin Haney. They ain't going to put him in with Shakur. They ain't going to put him in there with Tank.
But see, you now, I'm not going to negate nothing you said about Golden Boy because I can understand that. But you won't accept what Ryan said that PBC said and did to him. You don't want to accept that?
I find, but if all that was true, is all that for true? And the fight's still not happening. You know what I'm saying?
We can't say if. If we take everybody at their word at first, then we take everybody at their word. Only thing we can say is we'll see. But he said it's not like what Ryan said hasn't been said about PBC before. All of that stuff you said about Oscar can be true. I don't negate any of it. But that shit said about PBC could be true as well. Tank said that this is what they doing to him. He didn't talk about Oscar. We can speculate about Oscar all day, and that could be true. But he said what PBC was doing. And what I'm saying is, whether you like PBC or not, if somebody said that that's what they're doing, we can't keep saying definitely Oscar would do it. Definitely Bob Arum would do some dirty shit. Definitely Eddie Hearn would do some dirty shit. But Al Heyman is beyond reproach. He don't do that type stuff. We can't be like that, Shawty. That's all I'm saying, Reginald.
But you gotta look at it that Tank is a draw, whether people want to accept it or not. If Tank don't fight Ryan, Tank gonna fight somebody else and still sell the place out. So he don't actually need Ryan. Why you think Devin Haney begging to fight him? Shakur begging to fight him. Devin Haney got 20 belts, and Tank's still the bigger draw.
But Reginald, what that got to do with what Ryan said PBC is doing to him?
It goes back to my original question. Golden Boy don't want to lose his cash cow.
So PBC, what Ryan said about PBC, that's
all
not true.
He want to come up, use some time.
No, hold on. You saying that is not true?
I don't know if it's true or not. But at the end of the day, like I said, Golden Boy, which is De La Hoya, do not want Ryan to get knocked out by Tank. Once that happened, Golden Boy got nobody else but Ortiz. Golden Boy got maybe 3 fighters at best. You know what I'm saying? And De La Hoya continued this smoke and mirrors dog and pony show, trying to promote Ryan at this kill at 135 when everybody know Tank over him, Shakur over him, Devin Haney over him. But Golden Boy said, "Oh, I got the best 135 fighter over here. I don't care about the other fighters."
ATL, do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
ATL, you want this work too?
I'm on a whole nother level when it comes to this. I'm on a whole nother level. I don't even care. I just want to see him get in the ring.
Right,
but you know, but when I made the assertion that it's getting to be that boxing is going to be like a non-competitive sport, and when it gets to that point, yeah, they messing it up. And when it get to that point, who the fuck want to watch it? Why? Like, did y'all see what I was saying about Spence and Thurman? I'm not talking bad about nobody. And his team did ask the WBC and the WBA, can they do this 154? And they like a dummy, meaning WBA and WBC, said yes. That doesn't happen for anybody. Can anybody tell me where that happens? I've never heard of that happening.
Me neither.
And people's like, oh, you just hate on Spence. I'm not. I don't understand it. That everything is in his favor. The only person that's getting screwed is Keith Thurman. And whether you like him or not, whether we like people or not, we should want to be fair to everybody.
How Keith Thurman getting screwed?
He don't win.
Canelo done it.
He don't win anything by doing this.
If
he ain't supposed to win them.
If he beat
ATL, come on now.
Yeah, Thurman didn't get him the shot back in the day.
What that got to do?
It ain't going nowhere. He's gonna get the same treatment.
What that got to do with right? I don't listen again. If you're gonna make rules up as you go, you are watering down boxing because nobody else gets to do this. You can't say that Canelo got to do this. If a lot of fighters fight at catch. A lot of fighters fight at catch weights.
Yeah, Canelo did the same thing.
Canelo got beat up by Bill. He didn't lose his belts
because he fought at 175.
Exactly.
Right. He was the champion 168. He did the same thing Earl doing.
That's not the same thing. That's not. I don't understand how y'all don't understand that is not the same thing. He fought at 175. That means when that fight was over, whoever was declared the winner would be walking out with the belt of 175 championship. What they let Canelo do is keep his belts. That's it. In this particular case, there was an order put in for Spence to fight his number one mandatory challenger, which is Keith Thurman. And the order wasn't put in for 154. It was put in for 147 because that's the weight that they fight at. Earl Spence asked for an alteration. Can we fight at 154? It's a sanctioning body belt. I mean, sanctioning body bouts. You know, like it's the fight is sanctioned. So guess who has to pay sanctioning fees? Because every time you do a sanctioning fight, you have to pay sanctioning fees. So Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, they all got to pay sanctioning fees for this fight. But Keith Thurman can't win shit. And it's not a consolation prize to say, oh, you get to keep your number one. I got my number one whether I fight Earl or not.
If
I think it's fair.
I don't see how it's fair. You make it rules as you go.
If Keith Thurman beat Earl Spence, he gonna fight Charlo next. Guarantee you. If he upset and beat Earl Spence, he gonna fight Charlo.
You know what would make it fair? You know what would make it fair? I don't think Keith Thurman would do that because Keith Thurman has never, you may be right, Reginald, but I don't think so because Keith Thurman has never expressed or conveyed any kind of interest in moving out the 147 division. He just hasn't. But what would make it fair is if they said, well, y'all can fight at 154, but it's not sanctioned and it doesn't meet your requirements because it don't. It doesn't meet his requirements to fight a Mando. He don't have no Mandos at 154. It doesn't meet his requirements. So if y'all want to fight at 154 just to be fighting at 154, then knock it out.
No,
it doesn't meet your requirements though.
But once they put the sanction stuff on it, it's like putting a dressing on the wall to jazz it up, to make this fight more important, to sell to the public. It's already a big fight. Now let's throw the WBO and WBC sanction stuff on it to dress it up some more. You know what I'm saying? And make it
But
like,
you being,
wow.
but okay, but that's cool. But you being unfair because you don't
I
do
think
that
it's
for
fair
nobody
because
else.
of what he did to Earl back in the day.
But that's not fair.
Yeah.
That's
AT,
not fair.
I don't know if you
That's
remember,
not
but
fair. ATL, come on now. You growing
Earl,
sons.
He
You know
scarred
that's
Earl.
not how that's not how the world
no,
works. Y'all
this
know
is
that.
this is the truth, Miss T. Earl Spence was groveling, begging, slurping, jockeying, stalking Keith
Slurping
Thurman.
Oh,
and
It was
Earl,
pathetic. It was really pathetic how bad Earl was drooling to get Keith Thurman in the ring. And
mm-hmm.
Keith Thurman was like, nope, nope,
yeah,
nope. And it was sad. Earl was so
thank you.
fucking thirsty.
But
Thank you.
listen, but you know what? And this is why
Thank you.
I understand why Earl feel the way he feel. I don't understand why he carry his mission out like that, but I understand why he feels the way he feel when he's frustrated at Keith Thurman. He doesn't like Keith Thurman. Those will be the reasons why. But you are in a career that's not your motherfucking organization. You
We don't
don't
want to hear
own
that, Miss T. I'm
boxing.
sorry.
You don't own boxing.
We don't want to
You
hear
don't
that,
you
Miss T.
don't you don't have a monopoly on boxing. You don't own it. You didn't invent it. You didn't do none of that. But you gonna I find that despicable. I really do. And it kind of messes with his career because it just makes him look, I don't know. And I'm not one of them people that like, I'm going to be upset with any and everything. If they'd came back and said, look, we did have the order in, but shit, since y'all going to fight at 154, we'll rescind our order.
Mm-hmm.
They could have did that shit and just left it as them two mad. But what could I say? I couldn't say anything. But you gonna sanction this shit. You gonna let it satisfy an order, even though you're fighting at a weight class that's not y'all weight class. The only person that's getting screwed is Keith Thurman, and it's not. Two wrongs don't make a right. It's just crazy. If Keith Thurman broke a rule, don't you think he would have been held accountable for it? He didn't do he didn't do what was ideal. He was irritating. He frustrated Earl. But that don't mean he broke a rule.
Hey,
Earl ain't breaking a rule by telling
you know what
them
it
I'm
is out
not gonna fight him. Earl is not breaking a rule by saying I ain't fighting this nigga.
here.
He ain't breaking no rule by saying that. But if he wants to play ball with the sanctioning bodies, he got to do what they say they want. But they gonna make up a rule for him, and then I'm supposed to look at him like he the greatest? Fuck no.
Hell no. But it's an eye for an eye, though.
And then
That's how I
boxing
feel. That's just how I feel.
I feel y'all the boxing might as well go by the wayside. Cause I mean I just want regular competition.
Me too.
Football don't go through this shit. It don't matter when dude deflated the ball, nobody stopped and changed the rules of football, did they? They kept playing that shit the way it's supposed to be played.
And that's another thing I talked about last night, Miss T. That I was talking about how it used to be when I was growing up watching boxing to how it is now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit was more exciting. You knew what fucking fight was coming on, and they told you, and you know what I'm saying? It's like now, it's like, what the hell? This is more entertainment. Like, what the hell going on, man?
That's
it's like watching. It's like watching the old wrestling back in the day with NWA to now. You know what I'm saying? It's like
people change the rule. Like S1 Dubs. I see you in here, King. What's popping? Welcome to the show. He said, did y'all see Mauricio Sulaiman interview where he explained the WBC rules regarding Earl and Keith fight? The interview is on the Boxing Voice. I didn't see all of it, but I heard some clips of it. But here's the thing, I'm going to tell y'all this too. If and I'm not saying that this is a homework assignment that we all got to do, but y'all got to think of it like this: if you have it in the beginning of your passion about um, boxing, pulled up each one of these sanctioned body rules and regulations and read it front to back, and memorized it like the back of your hand. You never gonna know when they add something or throw something in or whatever. You just never gonna know. And so I don't care what nobody say. If it was such a common rule, um, he said his daughter wanted the phone. Captain Full G was popping. If it was such a common rule, then somebody would have used it before. But I guarantee you, no one going forward will be able to use this. It's not the same as when somebody move up.
He's charging.
I'm gonna tell you like this: Earl Spence can move up, and like let's say the stars line up for whatever reason, and Charlo and him decide to fight, but he moves up to 154 and say, "Can I keep my belts at 147?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." Just like with Tank. When Tank was moving all around, he had a belt at 130, 135, and 140. And then when he came back to 135, they was like, all right, nigga, look, it's too much. You're going to have to pick one and stay with him. And then they stripped, I think they took 140 from him. And then he chose to pick 135. So they took 130 from him. But Tank could have been walking around with all three. How awesome is that? But they was like, nah, dude, you got to pick one. But they didn't do it until after he had this fight with Isaac Cruz. And that's when they said, okay, now which one you going to pick? They took one of them before his fight with Isaac, but then they waited till after his fight with Isaac. So, Earl want to keep his belts. Okay, I mean, I know that those things happen. But this only helps Earl. This does nothing for Keith Thurman. And it's wrong. It's wrong to on purpose fuck a nigga over. It's wrong. Spence did not fuck Earl over by avoiding him and ducking. All these fighters do that. A lot of these fighters do it. It's not against the rules. It's going to make you mad as the person being ducked. You can't be no madder than people like Devin Haney. He get to the point where he said they say everything but let's fight. But ain't nothing in nobody's rule book that tells them that they can't duck. The only provision they got is that they can do certain things if you don't meet certain requirements. Like the whole Bud Crawford thing. The reason why Bud said, I'm fighting this year, meaning 2022, is because quiet is kept. If he didn't, and now we here in January 2023, the WBO have every reason to strip him. Can we assume that Al Heyman or the PBC knew that? We know that Bud knew that. I don't know if Earl knew that. Maybe he did. But I'm sure Al Heyman and them knew that. So when a man says, I'm fighting this year, he's protecting his hardware. He's protecting what he earned. And everybody shitted on him for that. They act like he broke the rule for that. But he didn't break no rule. And then we say, well, what he's doing in 2022 got anything to do with what he'll do or can do in 2023. And everybody act like they don't understand that logic. And they say, oh, because he feel and they feel, and it's all feelings. But I thought men don't get emotion. I thought that was the case. I guess not. So y'all men need to stop saying that y'all are not fucking crybabies, because I thought men don't get emotion. He made me do this and he made me do that. Fucking crybaby.
Hey,
that's what they are.
Say what's fair is fair. He should have gave that man a shot back in the day, and he would have got his shot today. But since he didn't, that's bad karma for his ass. He should have did it back then. He can't be crying now. He can't do nothing but take it. take it and get this money and go on by this business. Take this beat down, take this money, and go on by this business. You know what I'm saying?
But as a fan,
yeah,
as a fan, I don't like it. I don't want it. It's not a competitive sport. It's a sport that if you got enough money or you got enough clout, you're gonna catch favor and people gonna put you on the pedestal.
Did you feel like that when Keith did him like that though?
I didn't feel nothing because again.
So what's the problem now?
But listen, the problem is Keith. What did Keith do that was illegal? What did Keith do that was unheard of?
Ducked.
Is that unheard of?
No, it ain't. But Earl even ducking him. He just ain't fighting for no belts.
Listen,
he ran with the belts, so he ain't fighting for no belts.
Has people been ducking before me and you was even a twinkle in our daddy eye?
I don't know about that.
You've heard, boxing history.
Not growing up, I ain't see too many people ducking then.
But the ducking went on. It had to go on. Ducking ain't nothing new. It's no rule book that covers that. You cannot make a person fight you if they don't want to fight you. Now, y'all say Keith Thurman ducked. A lot of people has come out recently and said, nah, Keith Thurman won't duck it. I'm not going to get in that argument. If you feel that Keith Thurman ducked, then you feel he ducked. If you feel he didn't duck, then you feel he didn't duck. But what is Errol Spence doing? The same shit that Keith Thurman.
No, he fighting him. That's the difference.
Errol Spence is ducking people.
He's fighting Keith Thurman.
But he's ducking people.
Nah, he ain't ducking nobody.
He is ducking.
He ain't ducking. He ain't ducking nobody.
He wasn't Keith mandatory back then. And exactly, he wasn't even.
And I ain't even gonna argue about it because we all know. Listen, I don't know what's going on with y'all Crawford fans.
Man. Hey, look, ATL, but
y'all know who ducked. So
Keith
y'all just don't want to admit
Keith wasn't even Earl's mandatory.
Y'all don't want to be grown about it. Y'all man
Earl wasn't Keith's mandatory. Earl is.
It don't matter because they ain't fighting anyway. So that's why I don't even be mad about it.
Yeah, I mean Earl ducking big time now. He ducking everybody, but nobody's gonna hold his feet to the fire. And you know what? You can't turn around and make me happy by doing him wrong. I don't agree with that either. You cannot turn around and make up no fucking rules just to get over on Errol Spence because I don't like how he ducked. That shit ain't gonna make me happy. I don't like that either. But again, when it comes to motherfucking Errol Spence, everybody like to turn their head. Keith is fucking man. Keith is his fucking mandatory, man. He skipped over fighters in the WBC in order to pull this shit. I can't believe people justifying this bullshit. Me either.
It is what it is, man.
Rules. This shit is crazy.
This the new boxing shit going on today.
Yeah, I mean Errol Spence is a duck, a scared ass little yacht.
Just like Terrence Crawford, the super duck.
Listen, Errol Spence, I want to have a word with you.
Super duck.
I want to talk to the man. Sitting next to the man, sitting next to the goddamn man who called my Piccolo player.
Y'all bud fan be so in y'all feelings, bro. Y'all be so in y'all feelings, bro. It's a whole new year. Spence. Y'all still talking about last year, man.
This is Errol Spence, y'all. This is Errol Spence.
Y'all say it, man.
Earl, why are you?
It's a whole new year. Y'all talking about
as you going.
Trying to still make excuses for y'all man ducking in 2023.
Why are you making
all last year
as you're going?
That's sad, man.
Why are you making up rules as you're going along? Why? Errol Spence, can you tell us?
Why do it matter to y'all Crawford fans if y'all don't like Errol Spence?
Boxing matters. Because if you let Errol do that, where does it stop? You ain't gonna let nobody else do it, but you're gonna let Errol do it. And I'm supposed to be okay with that?
Y'all sit here and talk about Errol Spence fighting Keith Thurman, but won't talk about Crawford fighting somebody y'all never even seen in y'all damn life.
Listen, have you listened to what I was talking about? I don't think you could put me in that category. I'm talking about this new age rules bullshit that people pulling out their ass right now.
I wanted to change, but I don't think it is because it's still bullshit going on now. Like Ryan Garcia.
So I don't care if Earl Spence fight Keith Thurman. I told you. What was I saying, ATL? I said he's in a predicament. His back against the wall. He's in a pickle. Didn't I tell you that? I said he has to make a choice. It's on him. Won't I saying that?
Who got to make a choice? Thurman?
Earl Spence.
What's his choice he got to make?
Earl Spence. Come on, dog. We got to go through all of it again.
No, I'm saying what choice do we have to make?
I said Earl Spence had Stanley Onis, who was hollering, "We got a contract, Earl. I'm next." You got Boots, who's saying, "I'm your mandatory. I'm next." You got Crawford saying, "Everybody been waiting on this fight for 5 years. I'm next." And then you got Keith Thurman saying,
"You can't even throw Crawford in there. I'm not gonna let you."
Hold on. And then you got Keith Thurman saying, "Wait a minute, I'm WBC #1 mandatory. I'm next." I said he's in a predicament. He's bottlenecked the division. He has a choice. I said too, he damned if he do, he damned if he don't. Do you not remember me saying this shit?
Mm-hmm.
So how am I fucking hating on Earl? He got a choice. I don't envy his choice. He has a choice. And he's damned if he do, and he's damned if he don't. But don't make up no fucking rules to get this man leverage. I don't like that shit. I would not like it if it went against him. I would not like it.
But did Spence make the rules up, or did Mauricio Suleiman make up the rules?
I'm blaming Spence because he sought it out. He asked for it. If he'd have just went with what Mauricio and Mendoza said, the WBC and the WBA, then they would have been fighting at 147. If Keith would have won, which nobody thinks Keith is going to win. Now let's get that straight.
Holding up the belts when he's about holding up the belts.
Nobody thinks that Keith is going to win, correct? And we on the same page with that, ATL?
Yeah. I was talking about.
Think that Keith is going to win, but
hell nah.
But let's be fair. If he would have won, because strange things happen, then he would have got the belts. Right now, you got Keith fighting for nothing.
Exactly.
And you know PBC ain't gonna pay him. So I don't see how that's good. Or for boxing.
He gonna make money. He gonna make.
No, he's not.
He gonna make some millions out of this fight. I guarantee.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I bet you on that. You want to bet on that?
He didn't make no millions. I ain't betting your ass no more. I think you got an inside track. Look, he didn't make millions fighting Mario Barrios. And Keith was there. It was a PBC darling. MD said Crawford defended his belt. If he took his belt off the line, then we would have called him out too. Exactly. You got a belt. You have to defend your belt. MD said Spence and Thurman for no belts is holding up the division, period. Yeah.
He talking about somebody with belts holding up the division. What about when Earl won that last one? What happened when he won that last belt?
Earl didn't want the last belt last year.
Crawford didn't want it because he didn't want it because he fought I've been sneezing.
He didn't want again. If y'all can't understand 2022
running with the WBO, man, just let the
versus 2023, I don't know what to tell you.
Christ,
maybe y'all got to go back to middle school or elementary, because I think I was about 5 years old when I understood the difference between years. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I learned about before I started kindergarten. I know the difference between 1 year to the next year.
Correct.
Yeah, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how many times you got to hear a lead conversation. When you hear Earl Spence say 2023, you hear Floyd say 2023, and then they both agreed that Al said 2023. I don't know what to tell you when you talking about 2022. I don't get it. That's like what Ryan's saying right now. PBC said I can't fight last year. That's what Ryan said. I can't get a tune-up, but Tank can. Because if I get a tune-up, then I can't have the fight. If I take a tune-up in 2022 or the beginning of 2023, I can't have the Tank fight in April. This is what Al has told Ryan Garcia, and he has put that shit out. It's an audio out there of him saying that shit. That's what he said. But you know what? People gonna say, Al never did that. Ryan telling you he did that to him. Now, how is it fair for Tank to have a fight, a tune-up, but Ryan can't have one? How? That's what I'm talking about. And you know I don't like Ryan Garcia. You know that.
He just had a tune-up, though.
When, dude? He did not have a tune-up.
The last dude he fought was a damn tune-up. He went 12 rounds with the dude. He couldn't even knock him out.
When was that? In the spring?
His last fight. He went 12 rounds. A
whole year ago.
That's how boring it was.
A whole year ago.
But that's his fault. He didn't get his ass back.
What you mean that's his fault? He was trying to get a fight in the end part of 2022. What you mean?
Who want to fight a 12-round Ryan Garcia that ain't been in the ring?
It don't matter.
Making all these excuses and pulling out of fights and
I don't get it. So y'all basically
nobody got no faith in him.
So y'all basically saying everybody got to play by the rules except Earl Spence or PBC. That's what you're saying. Okay, I mean, that's what it is. Everybody got to play by the rules except them. And I can't accept it. Spencer Thurman, okay, let me see. MD said, grown men don't justify current bullshit by bringing up someone's past bullshit. We aren't little kids.
That nigga angry. What's wrong with this nigga, man?
He said,
go get some ass.
He said, but Bud did it, teacher.
We talking about boxing. This nigga angry and shit. Like we got them arguing on here or something.
But ATL, I don't respect that. I have to say that, I love and respect you, but I don't respect that part because you're basically saying cheating is okay.
I ain't saying cheating okay. I'm saying I'm getting straight to the point with it, doing. You ain't understanding me. He doing the same shit that Keith did to him back in the day, so it's only fair. That's it. That's all to it.
He's not doing the same shit because all Keith did to him was avoid him. So what is the same?
What's so hard to understand about me saying that? That's how I feel about it.
No. It's not. No, I'm asking you. ATL, I respect what you're saying. This part that you're saying, I don't respect. And you better than that. What are you saying that Keith did to him? Keith avoided him. So tell me what Earl is doing right now that's the same as what Keith did.
Nothing. He's fighting the man. He just ain't giving him no belts.
How is the same?
Because, he ain't giving him no belts.
That is not the same.
Keith ain't give him no title shot at all, so.
He avoided him.
At least he's fighting, man.
Earl avoided him.
Earl doing him a favor.
Look, Earl avoided him. Earl ain't doing him. They making him.
He didn't have to fight that man.
They making him. And we have to see if it even come through. But they're making him. There's a difference. Earl said in his mouth he don't want to fight him and have been avoiding Keith. I don't call it a duck. Earl
could have dropped them belts. Earl could have dropped them belts and fought anybody else at 154.
But why?
He didn't have to fight Keith Thurman. That's what I'm saying.
He don't want to listen, it don't matter.
He didn't want to fight a gas station person that we don't know. Like
crybaby. That's what the fuck he is, a crybaby.
He wanted to fight somebody with a name.
He got his husband to hook him up with some rules that nobody else can use. It's not the same. It's not the same. If you want to keep avoiding Keith Thurman, then by all means, keep avoiding. Then you can say, well, it's the same thing. We got 2 rounds will make it right. Yeah, we'll still have an argument, but we wouldn't say it's illegal. You don't go and change the fucking rules. You don't make this man pay sanctioning fees, and then he can't win shit. And then the consolation prize is he still get to keep his number one. Then I'm keeping that with or without you. So what you giving me? Earl, bitch ass nigga, let's see shit like this fucking make me sick. This shit right here make me sick because it's unfair. And then I'm angry because y'all got better common sense than that.
Man,
and I love y'all.
I love you too.
Y'all
feel the same way about y'all Crawford
Y'all
fans.
doing some disrespectful shit, and it's fucked up for the fans, and it's watering down boxing, and it's fucking up boxing in the long run.
It is. I can agree with you on that.
Basically, PBC the only people that can cheat and change the rules. Everybody else got to play by the rules, and it's irritating the fuck out of me. That's what it's doing. But you right. I got passionate right there. Y'all, I love ATM. Miss ATM. Miss T got passionate, but like, come on with common sense. I wasn't even talking bad about Earl, even though he asked for the bullshit. He the one who asked for it. But I was saying, look at what they doing. To me, this is sabotage. You're fucking with the sport I love, and you watering it down. Why wouldn't I be upset? I don't have a sport that I can look forward to and be on the edge of my seat and get that feeling that other people get when they watch sports. Because of people like Al Heyman and others. But we talking about his old sabotaging ass today. Allegedly.
I think at this point, at all this shit, you don't even know who the fuck to blame no more, honestly.
When we look at these three fights, it all rolls on the PBC.
And ain't nobody taking no step forward to change the shit is the problem.
Well, Oscar put out his thing. Y'all kept now I felt like they said that had this fight in May, and I think it had a lot to do with his court dealings. Like they didn't some kind of way it could have stopped him from having to go to court, or they want the judge to have mercy and maybe do a probation or something. Like I don't know what's going on with his court. And I'm not talking about his recent debacle. I'm talking about whatever he was going to court before this recent thing was. By them saying that he had a fight for sure with Ryan, the judge would look at it like, well, damn, he got the fight with Garcia and he got the fight with Ryan. The judge is not going to want to fuck everybody over, because it ain't just Tank who's going to get fucked over if they put the hammer to his ass. There'll be a lot of people behind the scenes that put that fight together, and you talking about millions of dollars that could be lost. So the judge would have favored a decision that kept Tank out of jail so that he can meet his obligations. And I think that's kind of the reason, because you never heard him had a fight back to back. Now Oscar let it be known in Christmas, hey, we don't got no contract, ain't nothing signed. So up until that point, we all thought that the fucking fight was signed, sealed, delivered. And then now Oscar getting to the point where he knowing the backstory, so maybe Ryan leaking that audio. I don't know who he was talking to, telling him about the correspondence he having with PBC and what they making him do. Now Oscar probably was like grabbing his nuts and like, fuck that. If y'all don't have a contract over this bitch by the day, time out, he said it yesterday.
Thank you, activist.
By the day, then fuck that. We moving on. President Jafar, I see you in here. What's Papa King? He said these fights marinating too long, seem like age out to me. Pretty much. He said this is get back, but Keith did this to himself. Active activist, you and that eye for an eye. See, he always been that way.
That's
I don't agree with that
see.
shit. President Jafar said marinating the fight for 4 to 5 years. This is what I say. Well, active activists, you know how I feel about it. Don't bring rules out the ass. Don't bring up no new rules.
For Ryan Garcia,
don't make no new news.
Ryan Garcia, right? I never believe nothing he say ever again.
Well, I mean, people can feel that way. You know, I'm not a big Ryan fan, and I be thinking he a coward and a liar too. But the nigga put out some of the same shit other people been saying about PBC. And at the end of the day, we'll see how it all. I don't see how PBC is good for boxing. He's just making me fucking sick. Like, he's making me sick to my fucking stomach.
We ain't never gonna see that fight. They keep talking about Ryan and Tank. We ain't never gonna see that damn fight.
Then they make the Spence and Thurman fight for April, but Ryan and Tank fight was supposed to be for April.
Yeah, that's dumb. I didn't get that
That's
either.
dumb. Yeah. So I mean,
That's
I
not good
just
marketing strategy.
I can't stand it. And then this whole shit will be okay. And Broner just sabotaging shit. This shit, man, it just making me have a fucking stomach ache for boxing. Like it's just it's a
Too much hating.
non-competitive. It's a non-competitive sport. That's what it's turning into. And I refuse to be somebody fucking cheerleader just for cheerleading purposes. Fuck that. I ain't gonna rah yo man. He's our man. Error. He's our man. If he can't do it, nobody can. Fuck that shit. I'm not doing that. MD said Tank is on audio admitting that Ryan agreed to everything. And then he said, you know me. Keith only fighting for bragging rights now. They made a new rule for Keith and hold new belt. No, they didn't, active activists. And you can go research this. And active activists, by the way, y'all, is one of the best researchers out there. That nigga, if it's on the internet, that nigga can find it. But let me tell you, active activists, go look it up. The Emeritus belt was long before Keith Thurman.
The
Long
who?
before the Emeritus belt.
What the hell
That's
is
what he said.
that?
When Keith Thurman vacated the belt, a lot of us were saying, why are you doing that? They didn't even ask you to. But a lot of us were saying that's his other way of ducking. Or maybe some people could say he didn't want to hold up the division, so he let the WBC go. Because every time they stuck a mic in his face, when you gonna fight Earl? Earl trying to fight you. Earl trying to fight you. Earl trying to fight you. So Keith dropped the WBC belt. Then that's all we knew. What we didn't know is that Mauricio Suleiman promised him the Emeritus belt, which meant that when he was ready, he will be elevated to the number one spot automatically, and he will be the mandatory challenger. So he gets a beeline straight to the WBC belt. Now, we can feel how we feel, but we can't make up shit. That Emeritus belt or prestige and all the privileges that come with it was in effect long before we ever knew who a Keith Thurman was. And you got to do your research, active activists, and you will find people older than Keith Thurman who had that belt too. So he didn't do nothing wrong. He went by the rule that they put in effect years before him. MD said boxing is basically like the Special Olympics. He laughing. Let me see. He said, okay, never knew that. He said, Earl going to do the same exact thing to Boots. And it's just watch. Yeah. Earl is getting out of his requirements and mandatory, but nobody else can do that. Earl going to drop that IBF to Boots. Maybe he will. At this point, I can't stomach cheaters. I just can't. You ain't shit if you a cheater. I'm sorry. You ain't shit. Not because it's the whole point of me looking at a sport. You are not guaranteed to be great every year. Football teams are not guaranteed the Super Bowl every year. You're not even guaranteed the playoffs. You have to put in that motherfucking work and see how it come out in the wash. And if you're not willing to put in that work, then fuck you. Get the fuck out the sport. He said, oh, well, I agree. But whoever making the rules are above Spence grade. Yeah, but they making it for him, Spence pay grade. Yeah, but he asked for it. Why you? It does. We get if all of us in here got on Canelo for asking for the franchise belt, and then we got on Loma for asking for the franchise belt because that was a perfect way to duck. We all said that shit. You know,
you don't even hear about them belts no more.
Yeah, just because you can do something, that don't mean you should do something. But they did it.
You heard about a franchise belt?
With Cambosos, because motherfucking Teofimo asked for it when he beat Loma, and Cambosos asked for it when he beat Teo. And Devin, I think Devin asked for it. Maybe not.
I think he
Devin,
gave it back.
Devin might have not have took it. I don't know.
He gave it back. Yeah, he gave that motherfucker back.
But Devin don't want. I'm sure Devin took it to take it out of his hand and probably drop it, something like that. Kind of like what Andre Ward did, because Andre Ward had an emeritus belt too, and he dropped the shit. I don't want this bullshit. So I mean, Klitschko had an emeritus belt. You see what I'm saying? We can go on and on. That shit won't made up for Earl. It won't made up for Keith. Been in effect. Franchise belts, we could say that shit seemed like it came out of thin blue air.
Correct.
Once they make up these rules and they put it on the books. Now, if they gonna say that this is the rule and people can do that, what's gonna make me feel better is when I see it's offered to everybody. This shit that Earl just pulled off. If it ain't offered to everybody, fuck Earl. For even asking.
I gotta be like that.
Because it's despicable.
Everybody else got away with his shit.
Everybody has not got away with it. This is a first. And I've been asking people. I've been asking people, have you ever seen what's going on right now with Earl Spence and Keith Thurman done before? I've been asking. I have looked. Never have I ever. And I guess people can't find it neither. So no, nigga, you asked for this privilege. No, you don't get no points. If you all that, why the fuck you need this leverage? Devin B. Camboso, so the franchise dead now. Okay. Yeah. So that's how I see it, man. I don't mean to be so dramatic, but shit like this pissed me off. Because it's not needed. Nobody in here think that Keith Thurman gonna beat Earl Spence. I don't even think that. Why you going through all this petty crybaby shit? Why? When you don't need to. You are all that, Earl Spence. Why you gotta go through this? That's this shit like, let me shut the fuck up because I'm getting pissed. But this is just crazy. This is just crazy. Miss ATL, you over there, Ty?
Nah. She ain't here.
Let me talk to Miss ATL. Where's she at?
She in the bathroom with my son.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, them bath nights.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm done. Like y'all got me to get a headache. I got a migraine starting in the back of my eye. ATL, you got any closing thoughts? You got any closing thoughts, Shawty?
Man, they need to do better. Everybody, I don't give a damn who fault it is. Man, they need to get this boxing shit together, really, because shit getting boring, especially after these past events I watched this weekend. Like, they gotta do better, man. Niggas gotta fight each other. I'm tired of hearing excuses. I'm tired of motherfuckers breaking off fights and hating. Motherfucker gotta do better, man, or y'all ain't gonna make no money out there, man.
I'm gonna tell y'all, let me say this. He right. And I'm gonna say this. I used to watch boxing every weekend. Now I don't. I wait for certain fights. I don't buy PBC fights at all. I go over my friend's house and be like, Cotton Pete. Hey, Cotton Pete, you remember? Little TT? Cotton Pete, what you doing tonight, Cotton Pete? Oh, you watching this boxing? I'll go over here and sit down with you.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, other fights, of course, I'll pay for. But yeah, I don't even, because there's nothing to watch. You guys are fucking up the one sport I like. Damn. He's active said, I'm emotional and I can't let go. He said, T, you know the shower head's still up. What you mean? What you mean, activist? That one I had, the old one I had, is off. It ain't up. What you mean? But like I said, you guys, change out your shower heads every 6 months. Because you know that shit does go through weather and corrosion, especially with the type of toxins that's in the water. And that's all it need to be. Like the less toxins something come in contact with, the less corroded it will get. But you know, there's toxic shit used to treat water. And you can't trust these cities and towns nowadays to even do that shit right. So go on and get you a filter and change your whole life, boy. Get your life. Get your life. President Javon said, y'all hate Bob Arum, but I'm enjoying the fights at Top Rank. He said on the screen. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey, active activists. This thing right here on the screen will get in all the nooks and crannies. It will get in all them crevices. Pull them ass cheeks back. Just do all that good shit. Man, that thing gonna squash. Submerge that ass. That water gonna be coming. Man, that water come out so hard and fast and so bountiful. You're almost drowning that bitch.
Yeah, nah,
y'all think I'm playing? That's the one right there. And like I said, when y'all go to Amazon and y'all be seeing Amazon put their little moniker at the bottom where they got like the little Amazon logo or something, just check the different products. When they do that, that's the one that they saying is the hot ticket item. That's the one they saying is flying off their shelves that they can't keep in the storeroom or the warehouse. That's the one that they recommended, like this the motherfucking cat daddy of them all. And this one, this particular shower head had that moniker on the bottom. Active Activist said, I got the soupy shower head with the rocks in it. Yeah. See, even doing the filter, he said the clay ionized balls. Exactly. Get all in the crevices, don't it? Active Activist. Hey. Don't walk, run and get this shit. My daughter thought I was playing. She was like, why is you way too happy? I was like, shit, I just learned something. I just learned something. We're going to see what it do. And all I can say is knock on wood. 1 month down and I ain't been to the ER. If I find out that it was the water all this time, I'm gonna shed a tear because I've been going. Active activists can tell you I've been going through this for over 5 years. I'm gonna shed a tear. It's a lot to go through. He said he love it. Said shower head hitting the spots, Miss T. Indeed. Make sure y'all cop y'all one while they on sale. This one right here, whew, I was like, damn, the monsoon of it all. Because I got a seat in my shower too. I can sit down. It's built in the shower. I can sit down and I be having that water hit. Man, I choked one time. It was hitting my face so hard and fast. I mean, it was a lot of water. I was like, God damn, this bitch coming down like a waterfall. I was like, God damn. But the filter, I definitely can feel it. And again, some of you guys, one of my friends, she did go get her one. And she said, oh, I can't tell the difference that the water is less hard, because some water is hard and some water is soft. She said, I can't tell. I said, yeah, you never had a skin problem, so you don't pay attention to shit like that. So, but when the day comes when y'all start paying attention to every little detail, you'll see the difference. So again, I can't brag about it enough. I had the picture up mostly through the show. So ATL, unless you got something else, you know what I'm about to do. Peace. And my Pamela James voice. Peace.